Hello and welcome to episode 14 of the Late Night Serial podcast. Now we say the Late Night Serial podcast because we've got cereal and all that, which I'm going to go over in a second, but we're a podcast mainly about retro gaming and nostalgia. So if you're into retro games, like stuff from the 80s and 90s, and toys and all that stuff, cartoons, movies, you come to the right place. Set off with us for the next, 5 million year hours.
Yeah, we plan a time, and then
we used to say an hour and a half, didn't we? And then now it's gone to like 2 hours.
You wanted an hour at one point.
Oh my god, yeah. And then we looked at the news today, and I was like, we were saying, should we cut some of this? And it's like, well, we might cut some of it, but there's a lot of good news I want to talk about, and I just need someone to talk about it.
And I think we addressed it last time, but it seems to be the day before or a few days before the podcast, we have hardly any news, and all of a sudden, loads of it.
Boom, boom. Yeah, there's loads overnight, wasn't there? I was just looking then to see. Yeah, you did actually include the bit. I was like, oh, we should put that in there. I've moved things around a little bit so we can kind of. We've got like sections, but anyway, right. I'm gonna pour for the first time ever. I'm gonna pour my cereal into my bowl, and you've got to guess what cereal it is. Right? Ready? You listening?
Yeah.
People at home, if you're listening on the Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, have a listen to this. Close your eyes.
Okay. They're closed. They're closed.
Ready?
Of course, there's quite a lot in that.
What's that? What is that?
Cocoa Pops.
Oh, you're so close.
Oh,
it was Rice Krispies.
I was going to say, yeah, but they are the same thing. One's chocolate, one's not.
Well, I suppose you don't have chocolate with that. You probably poured like a bar of dairy milk in that when you were a kid. When you...
No, a whole tub of milk down one of them giant Christmas dairy milk on top.
Exactly.
Then add sugar on top.
Exactly. Do you want milk plunge? No, just pour some Nutella in there. That's all you need. And also, I've got a cup of milk as well, which is a Christmas cup. Really enough. There you go. I'm copying you.
I see it coming. Yeah.
Do you know what? You don't need as much milk as you think when you put it in a glass. I've never done that.
Yeah, like when I was pouring it out, I think I even sometimes put a little bit too much. Because you think,
yeah, totally.
Because you don't know when you're pouring it in, you don't really know how much you're putting in. When you put it in a glass, you think, oh, that won't be enough, and then you realise it actually is. Well, I haven't. Well, mine's already poured, but I'll do this. Don't even hear that, can you?
Is that Cocoa Pops?
No, it's a Cocoa Pops bowl. It's my Cocoa Pops bowl. It's not Cocoa Pops.
It sounds small, like small things.
That's correct.
It's not Rice Krispies and it's not Cocoa Pops. No.
You probably won't guess this.
It's going to be
a new cereal I've got.
Oh, it's a new cereal?
Oh, no, it's not.
Another new cereal?
It's a new for the podcast, but not new cereal because just come out or anything.
Ricicles?
Will it help if I pour milk in with that?
Go on.
There you go.
No, it's not helped. At all.
Okay, well, I'll show you what they are and see if you can guess again. But oh God, I don't tip them over. Oh, I'm spoiling that.
No idea.
Nah. Well, they are, and I got these in. I think B&M's. I think one of those. And it's the American cereal that they sell here, Captain Crunch. Look at that. How good's that? And you can tell it's the American one because on the side label you've got the actual UK regulations, and then the big one's the American one.
Yeah, put it right over. Oh my god, I didn't even get that already. I didn't know what they were. Are they always that, or is it a Captain Crunch which isn't Cinnamon Crunch?
Yeah, there's a peanut butter one, and one called Oops All Berry. Strange name, but yeah, it's like a multicoloured one. But on the cover though, it's a bit misleading because they look like quite big bits. I know it's a cartoon character, but you think it'd be quite large chunks or something. But they're not. They're tiny. But it's really basically just a very heavy cinnamon cereal. And I've always wanted to try this because you would see these in. I think it's in a couple of films we've seen over the years. Everyone talks about them.
Is incredibly pop. There's a famous icon over there, isn't it?
Yeah, that with Frankenberry, Count Chocula. It's all kind of
all that stuff that they have. All that kind of seasonal cereal. That's so cool. I mean, it's probably not. Someone's probably like, so cool. It's like, it is to me. I don't know. This takes you back to the idea of being a kid. And also all the films we saw as kids. Like cereal was a massive part of it, wasn't it, in America? Not as big here, really. Like we had cool cereals, but like regulations came in.
Well, that was it. Yeah, Because like we didn't get. Did we get any of the themed serials like the Mario and Zelda like America did?
I don't know. We probably got the Star Wars stuff. I
I was
know
about to
that.
say yes, there was Star Wars one as well. Because there was
We probably
yeah.
got
Because I
loads
was
of film
watching.
related stuff. I remember like Willow. There was a tie-in with one of the serials for that because you
Oh,
get little
was there?
toys, or little toys. Well, you collect all like the board game items and all that
Hmm.
stuff. We could have a whole bloody video talking about that. Could be
We
our
do
favorite
need to
things.
actually have a dedicated serial.
Yeah,
Sort
serial
of,
chat.
let's
Because
call
there's
it
so
like
much.
serial serious serious serial.
Let's get
No,
cereals.
let's get
Why
serious.
so cereals? Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
With Rice
oh,
Krispies along your mouth.
yeah.
There you go.
Sorted. That'd be the thumbnail bit of it.
There you
Yeah.
go. That's what we'll do. Okay. Apart from cereal, then what a segue. So what have you been up to the last couple of weeks? I'm struggling to remember what I've done. Actually, I think I've just been on one games, but
Well, I've let's go back to yeah. So yeah, I went back to Mega Man Legends. Mega Man 64. Because I did a bit of a silly on the last time I played it. Because I'm using an EverDrive because I've got the proper cart, but I haven't got my converting adapter to use it on on the PAL N64. So I use the EverDrive instead because it doesn't really matter on there. But I found out when you do a save on there, you've got to reset first before you power off the system. I don't know, some weird thing you got to do, but I didn't do that, and I did like what 4 hours.
oh
Yeah,
my
that's all
god.
gone.
So you've got to wait a minute. You've got to reset the system before you can take the cards out or what? What?
Yeah, it's like you do the save in the game,
Yeah,
and
that's normal.
then it kind of doesn't confirm it until you kind of reset the console.
What?
But I test it out, and it's definitely the case. Very bizarre. Is it?
That's
Well,
weird.
technically, it's an older EverDrive. It's like an older
I
Crix
tell you what,
EverDrive.
though, do you ever get that with EverDrives where you're a bit worried that's not going to save?
Oh yeah, totally. Especially like
Yeah.
on the N64 one, you get options of type of save you can do on it, flash and all these other numbers. And I hit the button once and it changed it. I went, oh, what's it meant to be? Because we don't know.
Yeah,
I
we
was like,
don't know. You got to
I
guess.
just turned it off and turned it back on again because I was
Yeah.
like, I don't want to mess things up.
It's
But it's been normally pretty good with that. But yeah, so I lost that. But then I'll revisit because it took me 4 hours to get to this point before. When I went on to it the following week, because I knew what to do and where to go, I did it in like less than an hour.
because you just knew it, the path.
I was
Yeah,
like,
it always
oh, I
happens.
didn't waste
Muscle
time
memory
at
comes
all.
in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you
So,
enjoying that game? Like, because I'll be honest, when I see it, maybe because it's got Mega Man, it's Mega Man game, but it's not Mega Man. Does
yeah,
it
that's
annoy you that it's not
literally,
Mega Man?
that's how it kind of feels. It's like, it's not, I don't know, like, I wanted to experience it, but it doesn't really feel like a Mega Man
No.
game,
If it was
really.
something else, if it was like its own thing, do you think you'd
Hmm.
enjoy it more, or because would it bring in those expectations? Like, I'm going to fight this boss and get the ability and go. Is that because are those traits in it?
No, they're
No,
not.
or not.
You don't go against the bosses and get the powers as the
So what
whole
makes
Mega
it
Man
Mega
game's
Man?
based on.
Is Dr.
Well,
Wily in it, or anything like that?
Nope. Nope. It's someone called like it completely. Dr. Light's not in it. All new, brand new
We need
characters. You
to
got
look into
Roll.
this and see if it was another game before they made it a Mega Man. Is this seems
Well,
like
that's what I was
that?
thinking because it's Capcom, but they might have just suddenly changed it round. And
Yeah.
but it did, it did quite well back in the day when it came out. But people were quite angry about it because when it came out for N64, they said N64 are getting their own Mega Man game, and everyone got very excited. Brilliant! Nintendo and back to Nintendo have an exclusive one. Mega Man 64, it could be anything because they just had 64 at the end of anything. And all they really did was basically convert Mega Man Legends that was on the PlayStation. It's literally the same game, identical.
The-
And then people were quite angry. So it was a good game, but it didn't
yeah.
do very well because everyone got very angry, thinking, "Oh, it's just Mega Man Legends."
There was a
Ugh,
time where,
you know?
when I think it was Mario 64 was probably the fault of all this, wasn't it? That everyone went, right, we've got to make all our games 3D. And I think there was like a
Yeah,
push at developers, do not make any 2D games, especially with PlayStation. And obviously that
yeah.
probably ricocheted right through to all the other consoles as well. And they thought, well, we've got to make Mega Man in 3D. How can we do it? And like, how do you do it? Like, how do you take those tropes from so many manga games before
Yeah.
and put that in a 3D? And it looks like they didn't. Is it just heavily on the RPG side?
It's one thing is quite nice. You are building up your character. You earn like these weird little crystals that are basically
Is it
like
turn-based?
currency.
I think I've seen.
No,
No, it's not.
it's basically it's sort of like run and gun.
Yeah,
It's not
that's what
RPG
I've
like,
seen.
but
Yeah.
you've got RPG elements where obviously you get money, you can upgrade your gun, your health, the
It's mad
energy
because
drink.
I think we've talked about this like
I
before,
would
and I
probably
just
should.
like every time I think of it, it just confuses me. It's one of
Yeah,
those where I'm
it's
like,
not like your typical Mega Man game, and I'm enjoying it, but it's not
yeah,
gonna satisfy that itch for your original
no.
Mega Man
But there's
game
also
style.
another like whole section of like Mega Man games that people love. You know that it's the Battle Arena games
Oh god, yeah,
that came out.
Battle. Oh, is it Battle
But
Arena?
not Battle Arena, Battle something.
Battle Network.
Battle Network, that's the
Yeah,
one. And
Battle
people love because they
Network.
brought out a
That's
big collection of that recently. It was recently, it's like a year or two
oh
ago,
yeah, on
wasn't it?
Switch and that. Yeah, I
And I
saw
was
that.
like, and I kind of like, okay, like I love the collection, but I looked and I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know. It's not
Best
what I
way
go
to
for a Mega Man
explain that
for.
one is basically, did you ever play South Park, the South Park RPG games?
Yeah, I kind of like. Oh, I played the first
Yeah.
one. I liked it. I liked it. I didn't
So,
never beat it though.
so basically, the way you've got the grid pattern on there and how you fight your enemies in South Park is how the Battle Network games work. You have your character here, then the character on the other side, and you've got 4 different sections they can go on.
Okay.
Things like that. But I've only played a little bit of them, so I don't know that much on him.
Are you because I know you're going through all the Mega Man stuff. Because are you going to go? Well, the franchise. Are you going to go to those at some point, or are you going to draw the line?
Well, I'm gonna. Problem is, I stopped playing Mega Man. What was it called? Oh, the RPG one. Actually, it's a proper RPG one.
Maybe that's the one we were talking about last time.
Oh, X Command Mission.
Yeah, maybe that's the one we talked about a lot.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah.
It sounds bad. I just got bored of it because like I'm up and down with RPGs, and it's not got enough story to really kind of grasp. With Final Fantasy VII, you want to continue to find out what happens with the story, no matter about all the random battles. This one, it's got story bits in it, but it's a bit like a bit slow pace. This one is basically like run and gun, really.
Yeah.
Which is a lot better. But the battle networks are probably the same sort of thing. But I would like to give them a go, but I'm only going to do 3 more after this. Well, 2 more technically. Well, Mega Man Legends, or 64, Mega Man Legends 2, which this is really annoying for Nintendo fans. We got Mega Man 64 on N64, but Mega Man Legends 2, the sequel, only came out on the PlayStation. So if you really liked it, you went, oh, actually, I want to play the next one. You didn't have to go out and have
Did it
a
come out on a
PlayStation.
collection or anything like later on? Is it on a collection?
They haven't done nothing with collections on that one yet. But there's only 2. There's only 2 in this series, but they can still do like.
It's mad because it feels like they've put loads of Mega Man collections out, all the original ones and the X series, and the Network.
Yeah. But that one, I don't know, because it's a proper 3D one. Well, because the X Command one's not on any collections, but you can get the battle. Oh, I forget what they're called. They are like a Street Fighter style Mega Man games as well. They're on a collection. They're on the Legacy or the X collection.
Do you know what's crazy? It's when you realise, when you get into a game, like Mega Man's a really good example, and you think, oh, I'm playing some of those, and you think, oh god, there's like 9 of them or whatever, and then you go, wait a minute, there's way more than 9. And it's like you just dip your toe and realize F-Zero's like that. I thought there was like only F-Zero on the SNES and on N64 and GameCube. Yeah. And then Nintendo started releasing all of them on the Nintendo Switch Online. I was like, wait a minute, loads of them came out as well. Like, where did these come from?
2 on Game Boy Advance. I've got one of those from Japan in box, quite nice. And they've got really good stories apparently and stuff, but I've not actually played them.
Exactly, yeah. It's mad. It's like just when we complain about the no games being around, then you realise actually you've released loads that we just haven't touched or had to spend enough time on.
Well, there's a Mega Man like Mario Kart style game as well. I never knew it even existed.
There is. I don't know if that came up recently. I don't know if it was on your stream or something, or we chatted about it, or someone. I don't know.
Hannah was talking about getting hold of a copy of it. Yeah. I don't know if it was that, but yeah, she wanted to get one. Well,
that's a good question. Really that's a good question. Someone should ask, what other franchises need a racer game?
I know. There's so many.
Metal Gear Racing.
One.
I think Metal Gear would be a good one. Street Fighter Racing would be good. I don't know. Would they? I don't know. What do you need for a good racing game? Like for a good fun kind of arcade fun racing game?
There is a it's a fan made game. There's a game called is it Sonic Dash? Sonic. There's a Sonic game, but it's like a kart racer, but it's 2D kart racer.
Okay,
bit like
cool.
Mario Kart,
Yeah, the
but it's
original.
got more drifting in it. I can't remember the name of it, but basically someone's modified that, and you can get almost like every character in
Oh,
there.
that's cool.
You've
Yeah.
got people from the Sega games, Nintendo, obviously all
Yeah.
unofficial, but
Things that would
it's brilliant.
never, ever come to fruition.
It will never happen, and
But
it's
also,
online as well,
but also
so
the
you can play
balancing is
people.
probably terrible.
Yeah,
How'd you balance that? But I
it's
love the
no
idea of
way
other
to do it,
franchises
but it's
getting them.
great.
What have you else were you playing then?
Yeah, so yeah, that one and I'm trying to not say something else other than
The one we're going to go
Tomb
and talk
Raider.
about in a minute. Yeah.
Oh, what's it? I got drawn a blank because
Oh, you
yeah,
beat Metroid Prime too, didn't you?
oh yeah,
You did.
we completed that on last week, I think it
It's a
was.
Sunday, wasn't it?
That was brilliant. That M boss
I never
section.
played two. Never played two. I'm because I
Oh
never beat one. I love it so much. It's a weird
yeah,
game. I love it so much, but I got to the last boss. Couldn't do it. But yeah, it's too
oh it
good.
was
Then
tough.
overall,
It was tough.
yeah.
Number two's good. It's got a lot more. You go between the dark and light side, so you're doing the same level at times, but in a different dimension. It gets a little bit confusing.
Right.
We did need to use a guide to find. You do this whole section, and they go, "Oh, now could you find 9 keys for us?" Blah blah blah, or ruins or whatever. And then, but all they do is give you like a little a small statement, like a riddle. And you're like, what? What's that even mean? So yeah, we kind of just use. You still got to have skill to get the stuff, but
Yeah, exactly.
we had a guide.
Are you going to go to the Wii one next, or over M?
Yeah, we're gonna do because we're gonna do the
Corruption.
Wii one next,
Yeah.
which is Metroid Prime 3 Corruption, which I bought, but I don't think I ever played it.
Yeah, I've got it
I don't know.
somewhere.
Yeah, but I've got like 2 copies of it because it was everywhere.
It's actually quite cheap, isn't it?
Oh,
That
super
one?
cheap.
That's
Yeah.
cheap, yeah, compared to the others. I don't know why.
And then one other one I might do as well is Metroid Other M that's on the Wii.
What do you
Because
what
that's a
initial
mixture
thoughts?
of 2D and 3D.
Yeah, people hate
Which I
it.
know people are a bit funny about it, but I love the idea of.
I think it played well for what I played, but you do. I remember playing it on stream for a bit.
Oh, did you?
I just a little tiny bit. I think it did anyway. Oh, and
I remember that.
and then I remember I was gonna, and I only played a little tiny bit when I was just trying different games. You know, one of those streams we try a bit of everything. And I think I went to raid someone and who was also playing. I was like, oh, you know what? Like, it can't be that bad because this person's playing. Let's go and talk to them. And we all raided in. And then the first thing he said, oh, this game is trash.
Oh.
I was like, oh, okay.
Oh.
He was painfully going through it. So there's definitely like people who do not like it, but I didn't play enough of it to get a proper handle.
I've not played enough of it either. There's bits and controversial bits in it and stuff that people are not happy with. Other than that, we want to see how we get on with it. But our main one's the Prime games because we just want to be ready for Prime 4 when it comes out.
I'm kind of a bit jealous that I haven't done that myself, and I feel like I should do that. I might just try and do it like an outside. Metroid Prime 1 would be good. Metroid Prime 1 is very good, isn't it?
Well, you could play the remaster as well.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to do. To be honest, again, I'll wait for a cheap copy of that one. That's what I've been trying to do with all these games. So that's the stuff you played recently.
Yeah, that's basically the newer bits outside the typical other ones. But yeah,
I don't think I spoke last time about beating Wario. I think I was just still playing it. So I don't think I talked about beating it. So I'll just quickly say, very, very good, incredible game. I still can't believe like I missed out on that in my youth, and I can't wait to play all the other Wario games. I think it's a lot easier than Mario Land 2. I think, especially the last level of Mario Land 2 is quite difficult compared to like the majority of levels in this one. But I'll be honest, it's just as good. Like if you like Mario Land 2 and you've never played Wario for some reason, you think, oh, I don't want to like that character. It's brilliant. It's really good. The way they changed it up, all the different hats and abilities, and the fact that you can kind of you can shoulder barge all the enemies, all that stuff. Yeah, it's really cool and messes with your head a little bit because you keep thinking I need to jump on them all the time, but you don't. You just have to touch most of them and you just die.
Yeah, different type of mechanic. They really went for something completely different. They kind of went, right, let's do something different with this. And
I really enjoyed it. The music's great and everything, and I want to go through the others ones. And I've actually been looking for the Wii one. It goes for about 15 quid. I think it's like Shake It. Shake It Down.
Well, it's got different names. You've got Shake Dimension, but it's also got another name. There's one name in America, one name in the UK.
Something around Shake, isn't it? And
I'll recommend it because I picked it up ages ago. The graphics look like you're watching a cartoon.
Unbelievable. I wonder why it didn't do well. Like, because a lot of people have been telling me it flopped. Really? Maybe that kind of
the only thing is, though, when you grab an enemy, you got to do this.
Oh no,
with a
really?
controller. Yeah,
Oh well, now we just
you have
realised
to
why I
do
flopped. Hmm.
it. Yeah,
Oh dear, I want that to come out elsewhere, but I'll
yeah.
probably get a copy of it. Anyway, the big game we'll talk about, which one we can kind of cross
Oh
heads
yeah.
with or bang heads with, is so I've been playing Tomb Raider 1, the remastered version on the Switch. So that's the version I'm playing, and first time ever, absolutely loving it, but also I'm so frustrated with the control. Everyone in chat's telling me to use tank controls, which are the default controls you would have played if you played the original PlayStation 1. I've jumped over to the modern controls, and I don't know if I can unlearn them. I can't.
You picked up on it, and that's kind of like how your brain's wanting to play with the
Yeah,
game.
I can't. I can't do tank. Even though I've played Resident Evil, and it's got that kind of tank mentality,
Yeah.
I feel like I can go back into Resident Evil and play that. This, I can't. I feel like I need to jump around like I know what to do, even though it's weird. It doesn't really work in the way I want it to work with jumping around, because you've got to be very precise about where you jump or how
Yeah,
you jump.
because what I was saying before with it is that you got to treat it like a big board game.
Yeah,
With
people
modern
keep saying that.
controls, it's like a typical platformer, and you flow and you jump to stuff, and it's like playing Uncharted, and you flow, didn't you? When you're
Yeah,
running and jumping on stuff. In this, it's quite clunky because you kind of run at a wall, then you got to grab it, then you
yeah.
got to step forward a little bit, then do a jump or run up, jump. You
That's the
can't
thing that
kind
got
of
me. It's
flow.
like there's like if the jump's a little bit further away, you got to do a running jump.
Yes, yeah,
If it's kind of near you, you
yeah.
can't run and jump it. Otherwise, you'll hit it and just fall off
Or
all the
you
time.
or you fall past it.
You
I've done
fall
that.
past it, yeah. So you have to like stand on the
Yeah,
edge and just do a normal jump and grab.
yeah.
I'm like, it's just telling my brain that, because it's modern controls, but not a modern game. If you know
Well,
what I
that's
mean.
it. That's the thing, because when you're with the OG controls, you kind of precisely. It's like counting your steps. You
Yeah,
kind of go right. I do step back once. Now I could do a
yeah.
run and jump, and you kind of work it out on that distance. But when you're doing modern controls, you kind of it's a bit
It's weird
more.
because I have to weigh it up. I think
Yeah.
like 90% of my movement I'm fine with. 10% is like some of the jumps,
Mm.
right? But if I put tank controls and I'm able to do that, I think the 90% I will be awful at. I'm better with this. I find it a bit of an issue with the shooting. I've got a feeling in the original one you can like just strafe them and stuff, strafe all the enemies. But in this, every time I run away, because I want to press back and still shoot.
Oh
But
yeah.
when I press back, she runs towards the other side of the camera. I'm thinking, is that right? It's like, should you do that?
To be honest, well, when you step back in the OG, it's so slow when she steps backward, like she's going to step on something. It's
Oh,
really
right.
bizarre. So now what
So
you
you
do
won't
is
run
whenever
backwards.
the battle is hard work, because what you end up doing is the way I've always played it is you're just doing somersaults left and right to
Yeah,
avoid the enemy.
yeah.
Or
I've got.
stand there and like look down. Or do what you're doing. Stay above height
That's what
and
you do.
look down and take it back from
I
afar.
was so made up. Do you know when you were making comments going, "Oh, I didn't do that bit," and I was like, "Oh, thank God," because I felt like I was an idiot and I should be able to do this. So that's a secret I just left. There's a
Oh,
bit in.
that bit. I was on that. So there's three parts of a platform, and you've got like a slope going one way, then you've got a high platform. You know where you need to go, but you can't naturally jump there. You've got to jump off of one slope onto another, and then you backflip, and then you're meant to backflip, and then grab
Yeah,
the
I
edge
was so
of the
close over
platform.
times, but it kept
I
hitting
know.
this.
I did exactly the same thing,
Yeah.
identical. No matter what controls you had, I did it for ages. Now I went, I can't be bothered. And I asked what was up there, and they went, oh, like shotgun shells. And I
I was
went,
like, all right, fair enough.
oh, right. And I went, well, I'm going then. Yeah.
I can be bothered. To be honest, though, when you first go on that stage, which is I want to say stage 6. Oh God, it's the new tomb, isn't it? I suppose, because I didn't even know this. I thought the whole game takes place. I thought the whole thing was a tomb. This is
Yeah.
what I thought when you go on that first bit in
Oh,
Tomb
yeah,
Raider.
the entrance, and you're there for the entire game type
That's what I
of thing.
thought.
Yeah.
And then there's a bit where you go, oh, okay, this is why I feel like an idiot, because I've seen clips of other things and now it all makes sense,
Yeah.
right? And you go, oh, wait a minute, I know. So there's a bit where you go outside, and I was like, why am I outside? What the hell is this about?
Yeah.
And then 2 dinosaurs come out. I was like, oh my God, dinosaurs! Shooting. I was
Oh,
like,
that
oh my God.
when you saw a T-Rex, you got to do what I did as a kid when I was like, oh, I'll go around a level. And then when I saw a T-Rex, I absolutely crapped it.
I did.
I was
Oh,
like,
totally
what?
did.
And
I
it's
didn't expect. 'Cause
roaring at you. And you're like, what do? You can't kill it with two little guns.
I thought those two little dinosaurs were it, and I was like, "Oh my god, well, at least they're done. I can go and explore." And then the music started. I was like, "Why is the music?" And I didn't even have time to kind of think about the music. And then suddenly just T-Rex went, like, "What?"
Yeah, you just think at that point you think, "Oh, I've got loads of weapons. I've got a rocket launcher. I've got something else." I'm like, "You just got your handguns."
Got nothing, and I had to and I died a bunch of times. But do you know what? It just goes to show that these games can still have that much impact on you.
Yeah.
Like so many years later, if you're playing for the first time. I mean, granted, I've got the remastered version, and I always want to talk about that because I mean, I talked about ad nauseum on the stream, but you can flick between the old and the new version of the game if you press start, which is weird. Pressing start should pause the game. I'm guessing when you're playing the Saturn version, you press start. Yeah, exactly. So it takes you to the new fancy graphics. The issue is the new fancy graphics are dark as hell, and you can't hardly see anything. It's ridiculous, and I just spent I think about 80% of the time I've been playing this in the classic graphics, and I just flip between them just to see what it looks like, or if I'm having trouble. So sometimes it flips, and it's like lighter in the other one, but the odd time.
Yeah.
It's so weird. I mean, and then the frame rate's way better in the new version as well. So it's a bit of as soon as I click that, I'll go, oh, it feels like smoother.
Wait, it's better in the newer look than the older
newer look. Yeah, it feels like that to me. As soon as I go into that, it feels really smooth. Yeah. But I'm having no problem with the original look and everything like that. But I was kind of a bit gutted that I'd want to spend a bit more time in the new version.
Well, yeah, because you think what the old one looks like to a point. You think, oh, what have they done with this to make it look better? But I think the problem is with that game, with that engine, is that I don't think they picked up properly on the lighting because you're in a lot of caves and things. You ain't got much natural light, and I guess in the light shaders or whatever don't quite. They get stuck behind objects and stuff, and that's why I think you don't get. But apparently, people said the same thing about the new remastered set, 4, 5, and 6. Oh, right. They said they're incredibly dark in modern.
They've done the same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
Oh, that's a shame, and I'm still going to pick them up because I think it's a great bundle to have, and you can play the originals, and it's got the there's like a DLC or would it be DLC then? Would it? It'll just be like an add-on, or I don't know how they would have done it back in the day. Do you remember?
On PlayStation, we never got it, but on PC, it was. I think it comes like an actual buy an expansion disc.
Oh, actually, it was like expansion DLC back then. Yeah, that's cool, isn't it? So we have to hopefully play that and see. Well, I'll see what it is first. If it's like 20.
I don't know what it is. I never played it. I've no idea.
Because it's a lot longer than what I thought. I thought I'd be kind of getting through a good few levels, and then it's like, oh my god, you get to one section and you're on there pretty much all day.
Yeah. Oh, I've got to ask you though. Do you find I know obviously you're enjoying it, but do you get a little bit what is it? Does the game scare you a little bit when you go into a new area and you think, where am I going now? Or like you go to a section and think, oh, where am I going to find this key? I think it's a bit daunting at times.
You know what? I feel less daunting to me than Doom or something like that. And weirdly enough, I very much kind of it's a weird comparison now. So everyone's like, "And what?"
Because you've got no map or anything, though.
But it reminds me of Doom in a way. You know the way like you get to the ending and then the end screen comes on. It's got that kind of like end of level thing.
Oh yeah, when you go to that door and you know it's a cut off. I
always think of Doom then, and it's got that element of like you find some keys where are the doors. But I always think like, oh, well, something's got to be up there. The most annoying thing, and it's a trope of early video games, is where you'll open something or press a button or a lever and you'll hear something.
Yeah, but you won't see it.
And you don't see it. And you're like, well, what do I do? Thanks, game. So you just sit there. And it's like,
it does, though. It does sometimes.
The odd time. But it portrays it's like a game narrative, I guess. But it's so annoying when it does. And you're like, well, what am I doing here? Like, I don't understand. There's a bit like what I was on the stage. I think it was what kind of stage? I'm on 6 or something. And it's like a giant column of places you've got to kind of traverse up and down. And then I've got like I did one of those levers, and then you hear a door open. You know, what door is it on the top or the bottom? So I've got to like go all the way top, all the way bottom. It's just ridiculous. But I guess like that's how I don't know. That's what games were like back then, and also it makes the game longer because
Well, because you spend more time trying to work out where, because you might not even find that door that is is open because you're not seeing it yet.
It's like you were saying before with your save. If you knew exactly where to go next time, you would go right for it, and then you'd be on the next stage. But like you discount all of that time you spent like kind of looking for things. One of the things I've completely, I mean, because I've been spoilt by playing a lot of 2D games. And I have played games like this in the past. I played all the Uncharted, well, some of the Uncharted games. And they're kind of similar, although they would give you hints, you know what I mean? Suddenly something glows.
Platforms, a little highlights.
All that stuff. We're so spoiled. But like one of the things, it's kind of like the older gaming kind of spider sense coming in now, where you got to look up. Like when I started playing this, I was not looking up around, and a lot of people in the chat were going, "Steve, you need to look around."
Well, they did the shout out thing. I said, "Steve, stop, look around," and then you went, "What?" And you went, "Oh yeah,"
because I don't know if it was you who said this. You might have said this, but there's like you start seeing patterns in the area where on the walls, which are things you can grab hold of, and at first you don't think you can, but because you start doing it quite a lot, you go, "Oh, that is something I can grab hold of." And at first, I couldn't see that.
I don't think I did, but that's exactly the mentality I have with it as well. You pick up on what you can get to and what you can't.
Yeah. Because like now I'm only getting used to the fact that she can jump up a lot more than I think she can. Like,
definitely.
She can jump quite high, and I didn't realise that. I was like, oh, there's no way she can do it. Oh, she can. You know, or like jump across things. I was like, oh, she can jump a hell of a lot more. She's really cool.
The distance when you're doing the run and jump. You look at go, there's no way to get to that.
You actually said that today. There was a jump I was doing, and that's the
room with all the gorillas. No, you can't get up there. I can't get there when you can.
So much of a distance, and she just makes it. And I was like, oh my god, I don't know what the games where like they'd make that jump.
Because you probably thought I was trying to troll you to get you to die or something. But I thought, no, with that level, that's a good bit of story with my version. That's where you got the key in the Thor room, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When I played it on the Saturn, I did the big hammer bit. I didn't get the dramatic music that you got, and it, you know, but it's awful waiting for that hammer to drop because you're going on it off.
Oh, it's that hammer, and you couldn't even see it in my version, like both versions. Was it like what was it well lit in yours? Or was it
it was well. I found it quite lit in there. I could see exactly what it was, but then I might adjust my own.
It's so strange, isn't it? Because you just think, oh, I've got all these games, and like that with all these collections, but you got to remember that these have been ported by different companies, and some things like lighting might get lost or changed, and just have a different experience.
Yeah, thing is though, I don't know if the Switch version is a PlayStation or the PC port because, but obviously I've got the earlier one, so they might have changed a lot since that time. But that level. Where the reason why the hammer goes down, it knocks a big block down, and then you can get to the higher platform and you push it along. When I did that before, I did the exact same thing as you. I went into that room, walked across the ledge, got the health pack, and I went, "Oh, is that it? Is there everything in there?" Right. So I left the room.
Oh wow!
I went and saved somewhere else. I went and got another key. I saved it, and I went, no, I'm missing a key still. And I spent ages, and I found out, yes, there is one on that level. So I went back to where the hammer was. The hammer was still down, but the block despawned.
Yeah. Oh, what?
Because it didn't need it in the memory anymore or something. So I literally soft locked. I could not get up there anymore.
Oh, my word.
And I was like, so how many? So I had to then restart from the beginning of that level. I did that level that level you were doing, I know that one inside out. Because I did it so many times. But yeah, so it when it disappeared, I had to reload the save. I went into that room. I had to make sure, because that key's not obvious. That little platform is not obvious there, is it?
No, it's not. You have to look around.
And especially, again, the distance. You think, I can't get to that. And that was where I got stuck for ages.
The bit getting in there as well, it's another bit of the game's language. It's like, you know, the bit with all the electricity getting hit on platforms. I thought there was some puzzle there that I'd have to push something onto a platform. And he's like,
to conduct it, to power something.
You just jump.
No, it's just there to scare the crap out of you and try and execute you.
It's like, okay. But I mean, with no spoilers, like, now I don't know what to expect, because I didn't realise they were going to put something like a T-Rex that early in the game.
I thought that was like an emboss or something.
Yeah.
When I first knew about it.
I thought it would be like, I didn't even know. I thought I wouldn't be fighting things like that. Like that big, that early on. I didn't think that PlayStation could do that. But now I'm thinking, wait a minute, PlayStation did have a big T-Rex. Is that
they had a T-Rex demo?
Is that from that?
Yeah. Actually, that was nice of that one.
Oh,
because it's dedicated. It was just that showing off that as a demo.
Yeah,
because you can make his mouth raw and his legs.
Exactly. I know, I'm picturing now. Yeah, he just made it for the demo, didn't he? But I think it's incredible. Like, I don't even know what to expect now. Like, I'm going to continue next week. Although Monday I'm going to do. I don't know if you're going to change your streaming thing.
Yes, Mario Day,
Mario Day Monday. But the rest of the week, definitely going to do some more Tomb Raider. And I'm like, what is it? Is it going to be another boss? Like, this is the thing. I'm worried that, like, don't even spoil this for me. But
no.
and I'm worried that like, how can you go from having a moment where there's a T-Rex,
Yeah,
and the rest of the game, how does that live up to it? Are they gonna have a giant like gorilla, like King Kong comes into it or something? That'd be incredible. Like, I'm like, oh my god, how the hell did that? Or because if it better not just be a guy, because I think that's going to be a guy just on a just run around. Because every time I fight someone, shoot someone, he just disappears after a bit, and it's
that
always
guy,
so.
that's Pierce, the guy who you talked to at the beginning on the intro.
Yeah,
When he says, "Oh, help out this woman from NACA Technologies," or whatever it is, that terrible
you
accent.
shoot him for a bit, and he runs
Yeah,
off.
he comes after you, shoots you, he gets bored and buggers off, doesn't he?
Exactly, just disappears. And I'm like,
But then
okay,
you're all paranoid again. Where is he? And then they turn up again out of nowhere, start shooting you, and you're like,
exactly.
what?
And
Where
then
is
you got to remind yourself, old game.
Yeah,
You don't have to
yeah.
explain everything, you know. But yeah, that's what I'm playing, Tomb Raider, and it's absolutely brilliant, and I can't
I'm
wait.
so
to play
glad
more.
you're into it and not being like, oh, it's a bit
I think
boring
you're
or
next.
something.
You're on like 14 or 15. So you're right near the end, aren't you? Like you've got like one more to go.
14, I think. Yeah, because
Yeah.
there's only yeah, I did A level the other night. Problem is, it takes me twice as long to do it because we only get saved crystals, and you get like 2 per level.
Oh,
and if you
yeah,
use it, you can't go back. You can save
What
anywhere.
are your thoughts when you see me just being able to save whenever I want? It's amazing. Although it's so convoluted the way you do it, but and also I'm so prone
when
to
you
loading.
loaded and not saved.
Do you know why? Because when you save the game as
Yeah,
well,
I know.
it doesn't.
Yeah, go on.
It doesn't come up and say, "Well, you've saved the game,"
Yeah.
and it just goes out, and you're like, "Wait a minute, have I saved or not?"
Did it do it?
But again, it's an old game. We didn't even think about those things. But you know what we're so used to now, we're spoiled. But yeah,
that was it because the thing that makes it more scary when I was doing it, you know that boulder that first got you, when you were like, oh, what's up here, and the boulder squashed you, you went, oh, right. When I had that bit, I hadn't saved for ages.
Oh,
so then I saw a boulder, I panicked, died, I went, no, but now I didn't
Yeah.
but then I had to do all the other stuff again.
And I've had that before, but
backtrack.
like only because I've forgot to manually save. Which oh my god, it's amazing. So if I make a jump, I'm like, oh my god, I don't know if I could do that again. I could save at that point, which is amazing.
Yeah.
I wish there was like a quick button for it, but also I'd just be spamming it all day. ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, I do 2 steps. I hear a noise, save.
The save, and it probably ruined the experience for me because it still is good. I'm enjoying it. I can't wait to play more of it, and then I've got like 2 and 3 to do. Are you going to go through the rest of them? Do you think?
I would like
Eventually.
to. I will obviously because that was the only one that was on Saturn.
Yeah.
So the rest will be on PlayStation.
Yeah.
But I would like to because I never I got up to T-Rex thinking I was at the M level when I did that way back. Obviously not. I remember doing that and nothing else. I completed I think 4 or Chronicles. I don't know the number of them.
Is that the new one?
Oh no, that was there's Lara Croft Chronicles. There's a lot. No, last.
Are these the ones that are 4, 5, and 6?
Yeah, the ones that are still on the PlayStation before they went to like Rise and Shadow.
Yeah.
The names all over the place.
Yeah.
I completed one of those, and then I played through some of the newer ones. But the older ones, I never. Again, I don't know. I just didn't have the patience.
They should bring because there was 3 of the new ones, and I played some of the first one of those, and I thought it was really good. And they should make a collection of those because it's the same company.
Yeah.
I'd put that out. I'd get it. Oh, Mike, I love a good
collection.
collection.
I'm glad you're playing it because it's because for me, when you turn that game on and you hear that first music for the menu system, do you know, honestly, mate, that gets me every time I hear
that. The last thing I will say about this, though, there's more music than I thought it would be, but I think it's just in my version compared to yours.
I didn't include it as much.
Not much music, but
there's a lot more.
Yeah, there's a lot more. Obviously, they were trying to show off like the CD quality music and all that, and it's some good stuff in there as well. Okay, should we go to the news?
Yes. Oh, we've got quite a lot to get through.
I know. Okay. I think I added this ages ago as well, so we've got loads to get through. So the first one is Ninja 5.0 is being released on everything pretty much. Now, did you even know this game exists?
Yeah, because I remember playing it on like emulator ages ago, wanting to get the cartridge, saw it at one of the gaming markets, went, oh, brilliant, I've got it. And there was no price on it. It said, ask for price. And it was like £300.
Yeah, pricey
and I went,
as hell.
So
I've looked at it since.
It looks great. It's really fun game. I've never
just a port. It's not a remaster or anything as well, which is quite interesting, isn't it? You just threw it back out there because
it's literally the ROM. Even though it looks like it's a game that's maybe changed, it's literally the same as it is.
Do you know what's weird, right? Because this is a Game Boy Color game. Do you think it's
Game Boy Color? Game Boy Advance.
Is it Game Boy Advance? It's a Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, it's Game Boy Advance.
Is Game Boy Advance on Nintendo Switch Online? It is, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I
Yeah.
always think, like, when they release games like this and I actually used to pay for it, like, I know the kind of the cheap side of me thinks, why isn't it on the Nintendo Switch Online? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And even though it's like, well, Nintendo haven't got control of like that. They obviously put money into making this, or actually, well, not porting it, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, why isn't it on Nintendo Switch Online? I kind of wish it was, but I kind of get it as well. They
It's
can't
probably
do
because
that for all
Nintendo
of them.
don't own it, and they're like, that's why we get random things, because they probably asked them, do you want to put it on there? And they're probably, no, we want to make our own release.
Exactly, and that's why we're never going to get a situation where people complain and said, "Oh, why don't Nintendo have their own version of Netflix with all the games on?" Because of this, because they can't control all the companies. It looks ace. I don't know how much it is on Switch. I don't know if you checked it. Yeah,
I've not checked the prices on it. It's not. It's not out yet, is it? I can't remember.
It's not actually out. I thought it was out now.
Is it? I thought it wasn't out yet. Maybe it is.
It's got a date on the end. Available now, so it is out.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Ignore me then. I thought
I
didn't know that yet.
I was interested in this because it's got to be the year of the ninja. What's going on?
Ninja Gaiden
and
Shinobi.
Is there any more? Oh yeah, I didn't think you get another thing get announced as well. Another Ninja Gaiden get announced, a modern one.
Yeah, you've also got, it's not sort of ninja, like Japanese style, it's like the Onimusha 2 remaster, the new Onimusha, so it's a very sort of Japanese sword play stuff, a lot of stuff coming out there.
Probably going to get a Tenchu re-release coming out soon or something like that. I mean, that'll be cool, but I think this looks great. I mean, it's just... It looks ace, isn't it?
It looks great. Imagine the thing is though, it's like, I'd love to own the proper cart of it, but not the price I want for it. But this would be great to play on a little handheld.
I imagine it's probably about like a tenner or something like that, maybe. I mean, I'm tempted to have a little look.
I've got my Switch
man. But we'll bet about a tenner. That's how much I pay for it anyway, around that, and then wait for the
yeah. It's probably like 25 quid or something.
I hope so. There's probably a bunch of other games like that are going to come out at some point. That they've got to get, that is so expensive that need to kind of make the Switch and Switch 2 as well at some point.
Oh yeah,
I hope so. Okay.
Now this one, I'm so excited for this.
This came out of nowhere, but also I was a bit like, first of all I was thinking, is this going to be by the same people who did the Halloween stuff last year?
No, it's not.
Because it's weird. I know it's not, but it's weird.
Oh yeah, it does.
Feels that like this year's one of those, isn't it?
Yes, definitely.
Everyone listens. We're talking about the Terminator 2D No Fate. I love the fact they call it Terminator 2D.
Yeah,
because it's a 2D game, obviously reminiscent to Terminator. But it's obviously a bit of Terminator 1, Terminator 2, I think. It's a bit of everything.
It looks like a lot of Terminator 2 stuff because it's got the scenes. And it's made by Bitmap Bureau, and they're the people who made Xenocrisis.
Yeah.
Which is like a Smash TV type game.
They've got a collection out on Switch. God, Switch again. But with the 3 games they've made, I really want to get it. I want to pick that up at some point.
They are very good games.
Yeah. And look at this.
The thing is, as well, it's going to be super interesting in this. I was trying to get more information into it. Is that because the engine they're using, I don't know if you watched the making video as well.
Look at that, by the way.
Oh, I love that, yeah. The truck scene.
The truck scene is incredible. I went back. But go on, what were you saying?
So basically, their engine they use, they can put it to practically anything. So even though we're getting it on the Switch, PlayStation, Steam and all that lot, it could come out on the Game Boy Advance. It could come out on the Mega Drive or something like that. Which is done that before, haven't he?
With the Xenocrisis. Did I get a Mega Drive release? I think it did.
Yep, I've got the Mega Drive one.
Oh, nice.
Andy's got the N64 release. I've got the GameCube release. He's also got a Game Boy. There's a Game Boy Advance version as well. Their mission originally was to get Xenocrisis on absolutely every system possible. It's on Neo Geo and
Do you make it like a D-Make or something? Put it on Game Boy. That'd be quite cool to see what they do with
that. All sorts of sort of stuff they're doing with it, and it's a British company as well.
It's mad that they got the rights for Terminator. I mean, it's one of those games, one of those titles that like. God, it's perfect for us. That's what I'm thinking. It's perfect. I don't really want another 3D game with Terminators in because there's been a bunch of them and some people like them, and I've just never really It's never really
I
been my
can't.
thing.
Yeah, they don't resonate enough, do they?
No.
Well, in this one, it's quite good. You know when you see Sarah Connor going through the
Oh god, yeah.
hospital and it's all
Yeah.
2D there. That's kind of traipsed back to the Commodore 64 Terminator 2
Oh.
game, which is like difficult. Like you got a bit where you're on the motorbike, top down view, and you're trying to get past a truck. You got her with the baton trying to get through the hospital,
Oh,
and then you got all these and all them sort of bits are in that game, but it's
yeah.
a ridiculously hard game and very limited
I think
on
they've took a
graphics.
lot of influence from, like, I mean, it's got a kind of Probotector. I keep saying Probotector, even though everyone overseas
I mean,
will say
Contra, yeah,
Contra, but I think it's got a Probotector, especially
yeah,
here.
yeah,
That
yeah. The
kind of
bit
feel
where
to it, the big
yeah,
bosses and that. Look
yeah.
at that. But it's also got a, like, oh, look at that. Oh my god. Sorry. This, I guess I look at this. It's got an it's got a feel of the Mega. Oh, look, I continue yes and no with the form.
Oh, that gives me. I mean, I'm not gonna like seeing that bit too much.
If you say yes, though, does this foam come up, like, and they get taken out again, or
Or maybe we say no. He just waves as his hand.
anyways,
Goes.
all right, yeah, that's why you just kill him. But I also reminisce of the Mega Drive one. That's what I was thinking as well. I was watching it. You know, the way where you go Kyle Reese at the start.
Yeah,
It's
and
like
you're
a bit.
throwing grenades
Yeah,
at the tanks and
it's
stuff.
totally that as
Yeah.
well. I mean, oh, it's it. The
Also,
fact
there's one that I don't know that way you play it, but there's the Terminator game on the Mega CD or Sega CD is incredible. Amazing soundtrack. It's all 2D as well.
is
Really
this
good.
is that the same as is the same game as
No,
the Mega Drive one?
totally
No,
different, completely different game.
wow. And what do you do in that? Are you Kyle Reese in it?
You are, I think you're Carl Reese. You've got the same gun he uses in the first movie, but you're machine gun blasting loads of Terminators and stuff.
Oh God.
And the soundtrack is incredible. It's really good.
So in this,
But
it looks like you go Kyle Reese, Sarah Connor, and like she's in a kind of hospital outfit, and then she gets all suited and booted later on. She's got like a shotgun and all that stuff, and then it looks like you definitely go the normal Terminator. What's the normal Terminator? Is it T800? Is it? Numbers.
yeah, T800 and then the T1000's the bad
T1000.
guy.
So you won't go to T1000, will you? I guess you won't be. You won't be fighting him. I wonder if you go John Connor, like the young John Connor.
Well, I guess you will do because when you're on the moped getting away from him, I reckon there will be a
You'll be
scene with
shooting.
that.
Yeah, there's so many elements to the game, isn't it? Oh, look at that bit. That's, I mean, the ruining
Yeah.
bit. That's the end of it, isn't it?
I love that you get to be Arnie battling in the bar naked.
Yeah, that's brilliant. It's so good. Do you know what? I don't even think I noticed that until now.
Oh, really? Oh.
Oh my god, yeah, you do. You're literally naked, Arnie, and
The
you're
one
gonna take
thing
the
they
clothes.
should do would be quite funny because I don't know if you know this, but in Terminator, with that scene, he wasn't naked, obviously, but what he wasn't just wearing like shorts; he was wearing bright Hawaiian shorts. If you watch a making, they couldn't have found anything more discreet to wear.
Amazing.
But he's literally wearing Hawaiian, and that would be quite funny if there was
so
a way
good.
to turn him on
Yeah.
on the on that fight scene.
It's just, do you know what I'm loving? That we're getting a lot of these old franchises are coming back, but they're not being. Some of them, anyway. Some of them are not being kind of ruined. Not ruined, or what's the word I'm looking for? They're not. They're not kind of losing the chance that they got with them. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, not just getting it. They're not just getting the name out there. They're actually
and you go,
not just
"Oh."
using the license.
Like, I don't know what the RoboCop game's like, and I know I don't even know if we added the news for that because a new.
I didn't add it, but I forgot about
we'll
that.
mention
I
it
have
now.
seen
But
that.
like I think it's DLC for that RoboCop
It
game that
is.
came out. Yeah, DLC, and now you can go as the actual Murphy. Like, I think it'd be a flashback or something. Maybe
It is a flashback because you're in the warehouse bit at the beginning.
the start. Oh my god, they're gonna play that out. I wonder. If
I
they
don't
will.
know how that was going to play out properly, but yeah, he goes
Turn
in
out
there
well.
with her, and they're like,
Oh,
okay.
wow, okay. But yeah, it's like that seems to have done well, and I've got that. I need to play that at some point, and that seems like some people seem to be okay with that.
It's with that game. It's like it. You'll see all the Easter eggs and all, but in a good way. It's not like too bad. But the acting's terrible in the game. The graphics could be a little bit funky at times, but overall, it's really fun.
Yeah.
Really fun. And the end boss is insane. I'm not going to say, but it's insane. The end boss.
Really?
Yeah,
imagine.
ridiculous. But
So I
you'll
don't-
love it because of it.
Yeah,
But
I need to
everything
get around to it. I'll play it on stream, I think, at some point.
It's quite gory.
Oh, is it really gory?
Yeah, it's quite gory, and there's a lot of swearing in it.
Oh, is there?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that. I mean, I should get that really. But you won't get that with these games, really. Well, you might get some swearing, I suppose, in a 2D game, but you don't expect it because of the way it looks, because it kind of looks like a SNES game in a way.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I could do that, but it's quite. It's thing is also. I think the reason, like, because I was thinking, how'd they get the Terminator brand? But I think, sadly,
with the music as
after
well.
like the initial releases, it's got cheaper because it's kind of lost its.
It's diminishing returns, isn't it? This is a
Yeah,
way to kind of put the magic back into it by
yeah,
concentrating on the
yeah,
things that we actually liked. You know what I mean? They're
yeah.
not trying to tell a new story. Just using a different way of telling the story again. And it's no one wants to play a Terminator game of what was it called? What's the last one? Dark Fatal or something like that.
Yeah, Dark Fate. Oh, Genesis had loads of named
On
ones.
Genesis, yeah, and no one wants to play video games of that, but like everyone loves Terminator 1 and 2, and just stick
Yeah.
it around that, you know what I mean? It's like, I would love to see this kind of game for the Aliens trilogy or something.
There is one that's kind of like that by
The one on the DS,
yeah,
that one.
that's it. Yeah, you know
Yeah,
the one.
yeah.
Alien. I can't remember the name of it
Is
now.
it an official Aliens game? That
Yeah,
one is an
oh, it's
actual Aliens
official.
game. I always
Yeah,
thought it wasn't for some reason, but it looked good. But it's like, you can.
it's not
When you,
this though.
it's
It's not like
this. You
this.
know, when
Like,
you
you don't
kind of
play out the
splitting it up.
movie.
I could have a giant like, oh, just I want to play through all the Alien trilogy, but in 2D. That's what I want.
Yeah, yeah,
Play
yeah.
all three movies out.
You never know if this is obviously going to do very well and get a lot of notice. This game,
Yeah,
if it does really well, maybe the Bitmap Bureau guys. I don't know how it works out. That if they might become a bit of a company that
that
gets all
does
the
these.
licensed movies into games.
Yeah,
Well, what have we got so far? You got Halloween, an Evil Dead, which is
yeah.
kind of the same game, but that you got this. You know, this could bring. Yeah, this could have a whole slew of other
God, I love
brands
it. I
coming
want
out.
to see an Aliens one. I want to see a
Yeah.
Predator one. Like, what else is
Oh,
there? You know?
yeah.
Have we run out? Is
Yeah.
that it? Is that it? I don't know. Maybe because I don't know if, like, you think of, I'm looking at my posters on the wall there, and we've got RoboCop.
A Commando?
I've got
Commando
Commando
one.
right there. I was going to say Commando could
Oh,
work. I mean, how would Commando work? We just be Arnie, and you just. I mean, it's a
oh
game,
no,
isn't
it
it?
plays itself. You got like
It's a beat 'em
him
up, isn't it?
battling the cops.
Yeah.
You got him.
There's loads of car rides and all that stuff. There's a bit in the
Yeah,
mall
yeah,
where he's got to swing across and all that stuff. And
yeah.
there's loads. We've got Turtles, Predator, Goonies, another Goonies game.
Goonie
Maybe.
games are weird on the NES.
I know. They're all very strange. I don't know because some people love them.
Yeah,
I'll
they've
be
got a bit
honest.
of a cult following.
I don't know. I've got them actually on Famicom, but there's something about them that, like, I feel like there's a missed opportunity there for doing something else. I kind of like it's got the soundtrack to the Goonies music and all that, but it's just like it's a collectathon. You got to collect some keys and
It could be literally anything with the name slapped on
exactly.
it.
You've got like a little 3D area we go in and collect. Yeah, it's a little RPG element, but I can imagine a 2D kind of splunky game, maybe something like that, where you just go in the
Yeah.
caves looking for stuff. I don't know. I don't know what they could do. What else they got? A Ghostbusters 2D game. That would be good. We had the Mega Drive one, which was supposed to be really good with the big heads.
Oh yeah, they're kind of like chibi characters.
I do want to play that at some point, but a new Ghostbusters game would be good.
Yeah.
Oh God. Like with this kind of thing. The only thing I will say about these games, right, and Halloween ones got like that, and a lot of these other new kind of retro games that come out are like this, where they come out, you play them once, and then you kind of never play them again. Do you know what I mean? There's an element of like,
Yeah.
it doesn't have that staying potential as like some of the older games do.
It's weird because like I think I've got a couple of games that I've done the same thing with that, but it's weird though because I go back to Streets of Rage 2, that never changes, but that somehow has replay value even though you're doing the same. But yeah, these ones I'll probably get these, play it day one and love it, but then maybe I'll make sure to come back to it, I guess. But it's just I can see how you could play it and then just be like, oh, that's great,
and then you never touch it again. Because I've had that with like some other games. Maybe that's just me. Like Prison City was a brilliant game I played. I think it was like a couple of years ago now. Really good modern retro game. Very good game. And maybe just need to return back to these. Maybe it's just my issue. But I feel like some of them don't have as much staying power. And maybe they're designed to be like that. A bit like you play for a
But
bit.
the problem is as well though, with sport for choice.
Maybe that's
you
what
put
it
that
is.
game down for 2 minutes, you try it something else, and then you're focusing over there.
I was really loving Aber4, which I played last year, Aber4, and I put it down, and I just remembered now that was a game I forgot to get back to. It was like a really good fantasy platforming game I completely forgot about, and it was ace. And it was just like, oh yeah, okay. And yeah, maybe it's a time thing. But I don't know, there's an element of like, when I look at that game, that's why I was saying at the start, is it this year's Halloween, Evil Dead?
Yeah.
It's reminiscent of that.
Yeah.
It's that kind of style. And I think of like no one's talking about the Halloween game now. You know,
I still never got around to getting it.
I really want to play it
Yeah.
at some point. I want to slot it in. It'd be nice to play around this year, I guess. But I'm just worried that they're all kind of like that. You know, where they kind of like you play it once and then you play it again. But you know, that might be just our issue with time management.
But yeah, time management with it and all that lot, and yeah, you play it on stream would be always a good focus point on playing
exactly.
it.
Playing on stream would be good, actually. Yeah, push it through it. Right. The next bit of news, another new release. Okay, what are your thoughts on this? I actually watched the AVGN video about this.
Yeah, so did I. Yeah, so did I. I watched that.
He must have known because he did a video about another GEX, and then they announced the GEX. Unless it was already news, we didn't know about it.
It might have been, they might have spoke about it a while ago.
Yeah. So if anyone's listening or wants to know, we're talking about the new GEX Trilogy announcement. All 3 GEX games are coming out.
I didn't know I had 3 games.
So, okay. Are you a GEX fan?
I remember it, and I had the demo on PlayStation. But I do know that they changed the voice. I know that AVGN mentioned this, but I knew this as well. We had a posh English person doing our voice, and then America had someone completely different. I can't remember.
Completely some different,
Well, a lot of people have massive fond memories of GEX games, but it's like a lot. But then I wasn't really up mainstream properly because I didn't play Crash Bandicoot. I didn't play Spyro, but I played the demos of it. And this is the same situation with this.
Yeah.
This was on the Saturn as well, the first one.
Yeah, Saturn, wasn't it? Yeah. And 3DO, I think. The first
one.
3DO.
Yeah. I think it was meant to be in a 3DO mascot at one
yeah.
because the 3DO was, the 3DO.
I'm actually shocked it got 3 games. I didn't know that until I saw the video. I was like, it got 3 games?
I just thought there was GEX and GEX 3D. I didn't know.
That's it. There was actually 3 games. So there's got to be massive fans of this, like to put this together. I don't know if...
How do you feel about it? Yeah, would you get it?
There's an element of when I see it, it looks a bit like... it reminds me of Crash Bandicoot and Banjo-Kazooie. I put all that together. You know, these kind of graphics? Kind of piratey in a way. I don't know. But there's something about it. Like the first one's obviously like a 2D game with like 3D elements.
Yeah.
And then it goes straight into 3D. And I don't know. It's like I'm reserving my judgment, but I don't know if I am. Why should I even do that? I kind of get. I suppose when I used to look at it, I think I used to get mixed up with Croc. That's the issue because I never played Croc. I know you're going to say that because they're both like lizards.
They're both animals, and they both got a game each.
That's it. They both got a head. You know what I mean? And they're both green. But I think I used to always lumber it in. But I don't know.
No, I can't get that. I get it.
You know, the first game. This is going to sound terrible. If anyone's a GEX fan, I'm sorry, but it looks like a game you get free with cereal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember
I do. Yeah.
I remember seeing a cereal game. I think it was for Frosties or something like that. And you're Tony the Tiger, and you're just going to jump across things and collect items. And I look at this and go, "Oh, it looks like that." Do you know what I mean? The 3D games don't.
Yeah.
They obviously look a bit more, futuristic and all that.
I did notice in that trailer it was playing. Not only have they brought the games over, they've added widescreen to them, which is a great addition. I love when they do stuff like that.
Oh, yeah,
even if they don't change the graphics or whatever, they add widescreen.
Oh, where was this? Sorry, is this later on?
It says something about. There you go. Look. Now we make it widescreen.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, because normally you just have those borders, which is I don't know about you, but it's just I kind of wish I don't know. I want to change the device when it's a border because the borders just annoy me.
What
can you do?
Yeah.
What can you do? But it's good I can do that. Yeah, you can just add that.
Because I think I have one of those GEX games on PlayStation. I think I got like maybe a car boot a long time ago. But
well, there you go. Don't worry about plunges. You can get this on limited run physical edition.
Oh,
there you go.
I forgot it was limited run.
Wait a year to get it. Wait a year.
Oh, if you're lucky.
If you're lucky.
I swear, every time we do a podcast, we always go limited run.
No. It's mad because I think it's awesome what they do. It's just like I don't like waiting for stuff. You've got loads of their releases, And I just wish they were in the UK and it's easy to get the stuff. And I get it because they've got to wait until like the amount of people who want it. Have ordered it, and then they can make the.
Yeah,
I get it. I'm just being annoying and frustrated. It's on Switch. This is only digital, isn't it? So I don't think they're going to make a physical edition that's actually going to be in the shop. If it's got limited run on there, unless it's just.
But you never know. But before though, they've done some releases where it was physical with limited run, and over a time period, they then brought out a physical over here. Like Amazon might have sold it, things like that. There's a couple of games that have done that in the past.
Hopefully. You know, it's the thing. It's one of the things I keep saying. Like, I love when they do collections. I love it. So when when I saw the GEX one, I was like, can I betray the fact I don't actually like? I don't know if I want to actually play GEX.
But you get free games. And
you get free games. But it looks
you
like
would try all three of them and then never play them ever again.
What's that game? Oh, what everyone was playing a stream. Is it on a Bubsy 3D? That's what it reminds me of. You know, that everyone hates that.
Wow.
It's like the game you should not play in stream. It's horrible, and people play it. It's like, oh, it's like Superman on the N64. It's like one of those games where people go, don't play that. Don't play that.
It looks like the game. Them GEX game looks like one of them games you spend all that time through the level. I have no idea because I'm actually only guessing this. But you go through a level, you die, and you've got to do it all again.
Yeah.
And then you're like, that sort of thing. And that's how it feels.
You're looking at it, you're thinking, this looks rubbish. That's what you're saying.
I just feel it might be a bit like really unfair.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I've not played it.
Just looks villainous, this game, isn't it? Like it's.
But
this game looks like it burgled my house.
I'm sure it's
It's just fine. It's just fine. I mean, it depends how much it is. It could be good. Do you know what? I've never played GEX. It could be that. You know what? It could be one of those games you play and go, do you know what? I actually really enjoy this.
Well, it's probably like Tomb Raider for yourself because you didn't play it before. You're a bit unsure about it. Actually, about Mario 64 because you were like hated it. Now you love it.
So, are you likening Mario 64 and Tomb Raider to GEX?
No, as in like your original view of it, you weren't that fond of it and you weren't sure about it. And then when you actually played it,
well,
Tomb Raider,
Tomb Raider I knew I'd like.
And, did you?
But I was a bit worried about playing it because it was a 3D game. I'm so used to 2D games, and I thought it was going to be long.
Sure, but
Mario 64 and I hated the controls. I'm kind of into it now.
Yeah.
But GEX, I don't know. I just don't. There's something about how dark it looks, and it's kind of just going to be just constantly talking to you and all that. And I don't.
I forgot that.
Apparently, apparently you can switch it off in the menu, but I don't know. It's you know what? It's this time next year. We'll be like, oh, did you get that GEX that it was on sale?
Yeah, got a special edition with a statue and everything.
Wearing the GEX t-shirts and everything.
You see my GEX tattoo?
No, the GEX lunchbox is amazing. The GEX thermostat and all that, whatever it is. Thermostat. Anyway, I don't know.
And every now and again he says, the temperature is.
It is. Next bit of news. 8-bit classic Head Over Heels is back. I don't know if you've ever played this. It is a classic.
I know nothing about it.
Oh, man, you've never played this? Right. So I played this on Specky, and it's an absolute classic, but it's solid. I mean, if you had a Specky back in the day, if you're like me, I've never beat anything. It's one of those things. We saw about that, I think, a while ago, where you just play games, never with the intention of beating it, just being in that world. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Specky games were like that. I never really intended to beat any of these games. This game is so solid. Basically, it's split up into two. You've got the heels bit, which is the bottom. You see the character, the top left there.
Yes.
The yellow character. The top one's called head, and the bottom one's called heels. And they can split off into different sections.
Ah, okay.
So one can do one thing and one can do the other thing. It's a platform where you can be very precise, incredibly precise.
Is it a lot of timing and stuff?
Yeah, there's a lot of like little platforms moving to and fro, and because it's in this kind of 3D kind of
isometric type thing
view, it's so tough. Like as soon as like these games came out, like you saw it in Batman and all those.
Yeah.
What's the other one? Oh, what's the other one called? There's a bigger game. I can't remember. Someone will say in the chat. Bigger game on the Specky that came out like this, and it was just spearheaded all this stuff. But it's really clever. And it's an incredible game, and it's just basically this came out on the Spectrum Next when that was released.
Yeah.
And now they've ported it over finally. Oh my god, I'm seeing adverts for Doritos.
I just saw that.
Oh god, I'm Jack Black.
Can't get away from.
Oh yeah, there is a video as well, so we'll watch a little bit of this.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know this one because I was a Commodore kid.
Oh, so... I see. Oh, you can see. Look, there's two different sections there. We can play different. But you'll play them at the same time. You just kind of like swap over. I can't even remember how you swap over, to be honest.
So why has this come back now?
Because it got really popular on Spectrum Next. It's like, because they redid it. They redid it because on the Specky, they didn't have all these colours and all that. It was like really simple. And they've added music and all that stuff. And because it got quite popular on there, they thought, why don't we port it to everything else? So it's just on PC and Switch, which is weird. So
that's odd.
Maybe, I don't know. I get with PC. Maybe the Xbox and PlayStation, no one would be bothered about this. I don't know. But I looked on Steam before. It's I think it's about 10 quid. I think it was a bit too much. I'll be honest.
Ooh.
I think that's quite like, I mean, it's like 25% off, but I expected it to be quite cheap. I mean, it'd probably be cheap in the sales just because like
Yeah.
it's such an old game. But yeah, they've done new music, they've enhanced it, and they've done loads of things with it. And yeah, they could.
Yes, Pickens.
I mean, that I wanted to get a T-shirt of that, but the company was
That's quite
making
cool.
T-shirts. It went out of business with that. Doing these licenses when we go to the
Oh
bank.
yeah.
You know that one. Yeah, this is it's a classic game, and I feel like everyone who's had a Specky will know this game. It's such an absolute classic.
Well, I did get. Does it work? Because I know that Spectrum games are quite complicated, where not every game works on everything. Does it work on a 48K?
Oh, that's a good question, actually.
Because sometimes it has to be the 100. Or is
I
it the
don't know if it was 128.
128K?
Yeah, I don't know if it's 128 or 48. I don't know. I don't know
I've
what
got
it came out on.
48K, and I can
I
put it
don't
on
know
there.
actually. It might have done. It might have done. I've expected a bit of a later one, but I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, it looks quite complex. I know it's changed graphics a bit, but
Yeah,
it's
the
probably
graphics
still
are
quite
definitely
complex.
updated compared to the last one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's out now. What I do like about that is that it's not just like Nintendo games and all that. They're kind of porting up and all that. It's other stuff. So this is really good for preservation and all that. Because part of that as well, you can go back to the old graphics, but you don't. I'll probably show you that in the trailer, but I didn't see it.
I didn't see that. It just said new graphics. It didn't
New
say about
graphics,
the
yeah.
reverse.
You can't swatch back, and I like that because you do that in the Tomb Raider and all that. Although when I do, it's hit me like you don't know what version you're going back to and all that when you go back to the old one, do you? You know, you were saying before you were playing the Saturn version. Have I got the PC version? Have I got the PlayStation version? It kind of.
I think when you went into configuring the controls, obviously it didn't show a picture of a PlayStation controller or anything. Or I know it's not PlayStation, Switch controller. It said the word. I reckon yours is a PC one.
Okay.
Because that had the best version eventually.
Can it make sense? And it makes sense why it'd have the DLC or the expansion.
Yes, yeah, because that could have been obtained a lot easier than the console versions.
Yeah. Next bit of news is Acclaim is back, which is so weird to see this logo.
Yeah, I know it is, isn't it?
It's very back. This kind of went under years ago, and this logo was everywhere. And I was trying to think of all the Acclaim games, like Alien 3 was Acclaim, I think. Is Alien 3? I think we mentioned it. Yeah, you got Alien 3's there. Oh, the adverts coming out everywhere on this. There we go.
Oh, yeah, I completed that one. Love that one.
Wrestler.
Oh,
is that the one you played on the Mega Drive version?
Yeah, I could tell the colouring on it because the SNES one looks quite a bit different.
Yeah, definitely different. It's weird because both games are different, but they've got the same kind of idea. From afar, you think they were the same game, just ported, but they're very different. I can't remember what the differences are. It's just like because in both the games you got to look for prisoners.
Yeah, this one you're heavily limited on time. The other one just get through the level, and there's a lot more platforming in the SNES one.
Yeah. So Acclaim are back, originally founded in 1987 by the Activision employees. They came from Atari, didn't they? And before eventually they claimed bankruptcy in September. So there's a wrestler behind this, I read, which is odd. Acclaim is back, led by CEO Alex Joseph, the former founder of CEO of Graffiti Games. In a statement, the publisher said its initial goals are to support indie developers and reignite classic franchises, providing funding, marketing, and PC support. It's just a weird time, isn't it?
Well, it seems to be doing a lot of that. A lot of the companies do it because you've got the people who do Croc. They haven't made a game in forever. They're bringing that back, and I think all the old companies, because there's so many companies being bought up now, and Microsoft owns it or Sony owns them or whatever. I think they don't own these remaining ones, so I think they get the name back. And
it's the name is everything, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Oh, totally.
The name's everything. So yeah, to accomplish this, an advisory board of esteemed industry leaders has been set up to shape the publisher's future, with board members including Russell Binder, founding partner of licensing and merchandising company Strike Entertainment, Mark Kaplan, founder of a business consultancy for Fair Ridge Partners, and wrestler and entrepreneur Jeff Jarrett, which I thought was mad.
That's random. Do you reckon he walks into a board meeting wearing his wrestling outfit and go, right, gentlemen,
slam someone with a table or something like it?
Yeah, the sale figures are down.
Who previously starred in Acclaim's WWF Attitude game. So yeah, because of the wrestling games, for more than 3 decades, I've had the privilege to have been a part of both the wrestling and gaming universes, and I'm thrilled to now be a partner in the revival of Acclaim, an iconic publisher known for releasing some of the most legendary games of the 80s and 90s. It's cool. Jury's out what they're going to do with it, the name, but it's like, Mortal Kombat, all that stuff as well.
Oh, yeah. To be
Park.
honest, when I hear Acclaim, I always think first thing, Mortal Kombat is always the first.
Yeah, WF games, because they would have done, did they do the arcade game, the WF?
Yes, they did.
Game?
I'm pretty sure
such a good looking game, isn't it?
Really,
look at that now.
Yeah, looks amazing.
So good. I need to get a copy of that one.
The one I've got WrestleMania on the Mega Drive. And I wasn't mad on the wrestling stuff to a point, but that game, loved it. I've got myself another copy of it.
I've got that now, which I got recently. I had the SNES one back in the day, which I need to get a copy of, but that SNES version was, I don't know, I haven't got around to playing the Mega Drive version, but the SNES one, every character in the game just did the same moves. There was like no
I
variety.
Can't remember on the Mega Drive one, to be honest.
It was kind of amazing back then to play your favourite wrestlers and that.
Oh, yeah.
But they didn't do any special moves. Like the Undertaker wouldn't do with the Tombstone or whatever. They just do basic moves until your opponents run out of energy and then you pin them. That's it. But I remember seeing the Royal Rumble game, which we got recently, last few years. That is amazing on the SNES.
I never played that one.
Very good.
I can picture the cover and everything, but I never played that.
Good. And then I always wanted the arcade game because it's like uses that digitization, the same as like Mortal Kombat and all that. And I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. And I wish they do more stuff like that, to be honest. But Bart versus the Space Mutants is obviously Terminator 2,
of course.
Alien 3, Turok. Oh my god, you hate Turok, don't you? I was thinking Turok and Terminator. South Park, and did they do the South Park, the first person game?
The one on N64 and PlayStation.
I love that. You know, I think about. I know a lot of people hate it, but I love that game. We played that.
The turkey's attacking you.
Oh my god! You had the cow launching gun. Do you remember that?
Yeah. And
you just end up with a cow on your face. It's just so funny. And you can throw yellow snow. It was all that. I thought it was amazing. South Park and home versions of Midway, such as Mortal Kombat. Yeah,
I wonder if they're going to bring out like some trilogy, collections.
That would be good if they can do that. I mean, you don't need to do another Mortal Kombat collection, but everything else. You know, do they ever do wrestling ones? They're probably licenses are crazy, aren't they?
The wrestling license is all over the place.
So I don't even know if they need like licenses to music, definitely. But for the characters, for the the wrestlers themselves, they need separate licenses now.
Because of their own characters, and I don't think they're managed, especially if they're not around. Obviously, certain wrestlers are not around anymore. There was one they brought out on PlayStation 2 called. I never played it, but it looked quite interesting. I think it was called Legends of Wrestling or something like that.
Oh, that was brilliant! It was on the Wii.
The old versions of them and stuff.
That was great. There's a Wii version of it. I think it's the Wii. Yeah, I think it's Wii, and I ended up getting it a few years ago, and I had still somehow downloaded the DLC for it. But yeah, it's got all the old wrestlers in it. You can unlock loads of us as well.
That'd be quite cool. One of them.
That's what I like. Yeah, we kind of weirdly do that in the new ones now, where like
do they?
What are they called? WWE 2K, whatever they call it.
Oh, 2K, whatever the year
2K,
is.
yeah. And you just have like old wrestlers as DLC, I think, packs and things like that.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if they would do a standalone old wrestling game now, because it probably cuts into like the
do DLC. It in the Terminator style, and you go through.
That would be great. That would be great. Oh my god, yeah! Just do another 2D wrestling game like old days.
And it starts out, you're a little kid, you're like wrestling your friends at school. And then you go to college, you're wrestling them.
Yeah, wrestling them. Yeah, I'm wrestling everyone.
Yeah. It goes on and on.
There was a really good little indie game called, what's it called? Was it Punch? It wasn't a wrestling game. It was a boxing game. Punch Club? Did you ever play that?
Yeah, I know the one.
Two of them. It was so good. It was basically Rocky. You basically trained to be a boxer. You could do all these things. Such a good little game. I think you brought two of them. Anyway, next bit of news. And we got a couple of these. Mario
I didn't realise you put this one in, and I put one in as well for a different one.
So for this bit of news, this is the new Super Mario Brothers 6 ROM hack that's just been released, and I was like quite excited about this. I was like, oh, is this something I can play on stream? And then I looked at it and I was like, I've already played it on stream because it's a ROM hack of Looney Tunes, the NES game. It's like, okay, it's cool. It's very cool what they've done with this. Where they've kind of just like, overlaid all Mario related stuff with the story, even the map. But It literally is the game. It's like I've played the whole of this game on
Yeah,
stream.
you know it really well, but for the other way.
Yeah, for the other way. And like even when I look at these levels, I'm like, I've done this. Even though they've married it up, even this bit, I remember this bit with these things running about, and that's supposed to be
But
the
but then I've not played through it. I know I've seen you play bits, but
Ah,
I've not played through it. So for me, I thought when I
oh,
heard about this was all new because I didn't pick up on the
it's you know
ludicrous
what?
bit or the
It's a thing about
title.
streaming as well, is where you even if you're playing a game and other people are watching, when they play it, it's almost like the first time they're playing it in most cases. Because
Yeah,
it's just you cut in and out, you don't see all the nuances of a little bit you get into. So like, yeah, you see me playing a game, it's not like you've played it.
yeah,
Same with like Tomb Raider, there's like so many surprises. Even though I've seen you play it, I was like, oh my god, like.
yeah.
But with this, like, I love what they've done, and but it's just annoying that it was a game I've recently played, but it's
Yeah,
amazing
because
all
it
what
could
they've
have been
done.
just a standalone one, but
Oh,
yeah.
but it's very. I mean, that boss. I remember being stuck on that boss in Looney Tunes for ages. That
I bet it can. It feels because if it's based on the game, it probably feels identical, just different
yeah.
sprites.
I
To a
wonder
point,
if the the kind of the way the characters move are different. You know, with Mario. I wonder
yeah,
if they're the same or does it feel like Mario when you're playing these? And would that work? I mean, they've made this level look like Donkey Kong's level, but it
yeah,
was. I think it was. Was it an Abominable Snowman when I played this? I can't remember if the main character that was there instead. But
yeah.
it's the same boss. But I love the borders on this actually.
No, no, yeah. We talk about what they like, but
They're
them ones
nice.
are nice, aren't they?
They're
And that.
nice. But yeah, that was a new version of that came out not that long ago, maybe this week. Okay, you want to talk about PlayStation being 25 years old? I thought, isn't it mad?
Yeah.
Absolutely, we've got no
It's
news. I've
well,
got no
it's not
link for
even
this.
you think. Oh, maybe like PlayStation One would be them sort of years,
Yeah,
but PlayStation Two, because
yeah.
I got mine. I actually I pre-ordered. Well, I think my parents got it for my birthday or Christmas or something, but essentially they pre-ordered it for me at CEX.
Really?
Yeah, when they used to do brand new console pre-orders,
Oh my god! It's
which is
mad to think
mad.
that CEX was around then, like when the PlayStation 2 was around.
Oh, it was around with PlayStation because I
Yeah,
bought my
I
copy of
didn't.
Final Fantasy
Oh,
8 import from CEX.
well, that we would have had Game Station and Electronics Boutique
Yes. Yeah,
around
that
then.
yeah, we remember, yeah.
Yeah, so CX was around then.
Yeah.
Wowzers. And then Granger Games came a bit later as well, and that shut
Do
off
you know
with
what?
that.
Never had any of them
Oh, you
where
didn't
I
have
used
that?
to live. So I knew about it later on, but I never
Came
knew
went.
about it back
Yeah,
then.
it wasn't around that long. They were really cheap as well. So maybe that's one of
Yeah,
the
everyone
reasons they went
everyone
down.
who likes them loved them. Sort
I
of.
remember getting
Few of
the
them loved
Star
them.
Wars like Blu-ray set for like 20 quid, and it's just like years ago. And I was like, really,
Yeah.
20 quid, like for all the Star Wars movies? I was like, yeah, yeah. I was like, what? Okay, okay. I felt like you walk out like Kaiser Soze, you feel like you've just cheated them all. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell's going on? But 25 years. It's what's so strange because someone was asking me the other day on stream, what do I consider retro? And my
Right.
answers now always become it's subjective to you. Like I don't
Yeah.
think you can put
Yeah.
a date on it or whatever because there are kids now who are saying, well, say they're not even kids. There are people who grew up and the PlayStation 3 is retro to them. Like I
And the
remember,
Wii's retro. I've heard
and the
that a lot of
Wii's
times.
retro as well. And we
Mm.
think that's still relatively new, even though it's not.
Yeah.
So it's kind of is relative to like when you were born. I think that's what I know. People want to put dates on it and all that, but like, well, look at us now. We're
No,
old enough to
it
have gone
doesn't
through
work.
multiple generations of
Yeah.
what people would deem as retro. So
Yeah,
that's my answer to
definitely.
it. So
But
PlayStation 2 still feels like it doesn't. It's not new, but it doesn't. When you've got the games out, it doesn't feel like the ancient. You're putting dust off them. Do you know what I mean? Not
well,
that
that's
old.
the thing. Well, and also the bit that makes it harder to think it's retro when you remember very clearly how you got that console, like super clear. You might have
Mm,
bought it out of your own money,
mm,
of like wages or something,
yeah.
and then you're like, no, it can't be that old because I bought
No.
it. My parents didn't buy it for me, but yeah, I remember pre-ordering PlayStation 2 with Silent Scope and Tekken Tag Tournament,
Wow. Tekken Tag Tournament. Oh
and
my
it was
god, that's bigger.
£500. I remember 500 pence paid 500 quid
Saying
for
that,
it.
but how much is Switch 2 going to be? Jeez. God. £500. The thing about it was, I mean, Sony was so clever with this. The first one, the PlayStation, was a CD player, and
Yep.
the second one was a DVD player. So it got a DVD player in your house,
And it
an
was cheaper than
affordable,
any other DVD
yeah,
player that was out at that time.
affordable DVD player that your parents would want to put in the living room to play DVDs, and
Yeah, so you could have your excuse of that being on the TV. Yeah.
oh, it's so good. So you get the best of both. Well, Sony parents were like, oh, we might as well get that as a DVD player, and then and you can play games. I'm trying to think of all like Metal Gear Solid 2 was incredible. Like God, I can't remember the first game. I remember playing. I always talk about the Silent Hill demo. I don't know why it always comes to mind, but I remember being really freaked out. By also Silent Hill was on PlayStation 1, wasn't it?
The first one was PlayStation 2 was
Was
PlayStation 2.
yeah? I can't think of like PlayStation 2 was PlayStation 2.
Well, you should see.
Silent
You
2.
should see Silent Hill 3. The graphics on that you won't
Is that
believe
PlayStation 2?
that's
Is it?
PlayStation 2.
Wow, is that 2? Is it?
And it looks like it looks modern. It really does.
Do you know what the thing is? Right, my memories of PlayStation 2 as well, because I started working at Sony right at the end of the PlayStation 2's life, right?
Yeah.
So the last, like, 6 months of it. And I remember, it seems really strange now. When a game was done and mastered, it was done. There was no coming back. We were like on the next game then.
Right.
That was it.
Yeah.
And I remember when they came in with the PlayStation 3 to show off, and they were saying, "Oh, by the way, when a game's done on this, it's not done because it stays in work, and we have to do like day one checks and all that, day one patches and all that." I remember thinking
that's the first online one. Well, PlayStation 2 was online, but you didn't really patch that stuff.
No, not for patches and things like that. No. But when the PlayStation 3 came in and it was day one patches, it was like, that like changed everything.
Yeah.
And I feel like we got told it was going to be a great thing for, for added support and all the things they could do for DLC and all that. Keep games going. But it felt like, to a point, it was a get out of jail free card of like, well, we'll fix it on day one.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, it's buggy. Oh, that's right. The pit patch is coming out
where
today.
They could not do that on PlayStation. It just shipped and it was done. And they come out with bugs or whatever, but there was almost like, we have to get it done and they'd work to get it done,
Yeah.
But it was just, it feels weird, like, being in that world. And that was the last time. I suppose, yeah, you're right, though. It did have network capabilities. I remember playing SOCOM in work with other people.
SOCOM Online. There was,
so
cool. One of Metal Gears. Not Metal Gear. Twisted Metal was online. I think it was like Twisted Metal Black was online. I never played anything online because I didn't really have the adapter to do it or anything
only
like
did
that.
It in work. And a lot of big social games came out around the time for the PlayStation 2 as well, like the Guitar Heroes and Buzz. The SingStar was I remember buying SingStar and at home, and me and Linz, my wife, loving it, like getting a pack with the two massive. Oh god, it was so good. And then the PlayStation 3 came out, and then had the SingStar, so we can buy stuff online. But it was great getting. I mean, how much of those are worth now? Those PlayStation 2 SingStar games, nothing.
They're literally nothing now.
There's no point in getting just throw them straight in the charity shop if you're not going to use them.
I remember when I bought I bought a silver PS2 car boot, and it had the Buzz controllers with it, and they went, "Oh, it comes with it," and I went, "No, I don't really want them. They're free." And she went, "Oh no, please take them because I don't want them." And I went, "Okay." Literally, they begged me to take them. I went, "All right."
There's such a mess, somewhere. Aren't they? Like you can't, there's no way you can like tidy them up. How can you tidy them?
I've literally put them in a bag and tied the bag up. I've got nothing to do with them.
You can't like just kind of wrap them around things right like that. It just doesn't do it.
Yeah.
But the PlayStation 2 was really good. But I'll be honest, I'd probably stopped gaming before that. Like I've always said my era is 8 and 16-bit. And SNES, and then suddenly my brothers would have got them. So I played the N64 and GameCube for my brother, and my other brother got a PlayStation 1 and a PlayStation 2, so I played those. And then and then when I had to go for a job in Sony, I had to kind of lie and go, "Oh yeah, I know the PlayStation 2 and all this stuff," and I kind of had to do like loads of tech. I mean, I previously played. I was obsessed with Metal Gear Solid. I was absolutely obsessed with it, so I was all right getting into that world, and I was pretty much the only games we're playing. But 25 years, it doesn't feel like that.
That's the thing. Is it? Like,
that's when you know you're old, when you've lived through life cycles of consoles. You know what I mean?
Well, it says it first got released. I put this in the thing on here. First got released in Japan on the 4th of March 2000, North America in October, and then we got it in November, just before sort of Christmas time.
Oh, that's the best time, isn't it? Best time. Wow.
It's because I remember I've still got my. It doesn't. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. I don't know. It just it doesn't power on anymore.
Oh,
it could be free, but I've kept it because it's my PlayStation 2 that I had way back.
Yeah.
But I still love playing it today because it's great compatibility device. PlayStation 1 games work brilliantly on it.
Yeah, that's it. You may as well keep it for that. I've got I've got the slim PS2. When I play PS2, I usually use that because it's so small and just
They're
fits
great.
anywhere.
They're great as well.
I honestly play DVDs and all that as well. Right, next bit of news is Nintendo. Talking about Nintendo, runs out of replacement parts for 2D systems and new 3DS. This is another way of thinking about your old. Like this, for me, the new 3DS doesn't sound like that long ago either.
No, well, me and Daniel went to when they were launching the 3DS, like the original 3DS. We was in somewhere in London, and there was a thing we had said about Nintendo. We didn't know what it was. It was like, what's that? And then we found out they were doing an exhibition thing showing off the new 3DS.
Wow!
So we got to go in, and we just walked in. It was like, oh, okay.
You wouldn't get that now, would you? You wouldn't get that now.
Yeah,
we
nothing like that.
Block.
But then, and that thing, I think, it can't be. No, this has not been that old either, you know? Because you think DS might be older. This is 3DS. This is the newer one.
3DS, yeah. I remember getting the 3DS, the new 3DS, for my birthday, and then we were going down to London on the train, and I was playing with it, and I felt sick because I get really badly traveled. So that's my first memory.
Oh, what was you playing on it? Can you remember? I
can't remember what I got with it. I literally can't.
They had a Wii Sports type game. I can't remember.
It wasn't that.
It did. It had a. Oh, I can't remember its release time now.
We need to do like a special or something when we talk about the DS and the 3DS.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. I'd like to do that.
Because I need to reminisce, because like I hardly ever think about it. We only ever think about when we talk about this on here, and I'm like, oh god, yeah, that's so good. That's
yeah, I'll be after that because it's. Yeah, we got a few of the different versions of them as well, like over time. But you know, this means now though. When I saw that, I instantly thought, "Oh, great! Price of all these are going to go up now."
Oh, okay.
Collectors are going to suddenly go, "Oh, it's now even more rare." They've stopped making the games and producing them, so there's a couple of games now that have really jumped in price, and now certain consoles. I've got one that I bought. For I think it was about £80 at the time. I've got the Super Nintendo XL, and I was like, "Oh, I love that." And I thought I just wanted to have a little nose on CEX. It's about £400 now, or £300. Like what? And that's like mint and stuff. It's ridiculous.
Oh my word!
I'm scared of taking it out with me now. I'm like, I'm gonna keep it at home. You know?
I'd be the same. Did you get a 2DS?
Well, actually, I picked up. The only reason why I've got a 2DS now is I think it was at the end part of COVID, or part of COVID where people still weren't really going out. But there were still people. Some shops were open. Anyway, there was. I was on Facebook Marketplace, and someone local was selling a 2DS with 2 Pokemon games for a tenner.
No.
And I went right, and it was a really weird transaction because I spoke to him on Facebook. And then I said, "Oh, I'll be home at this time." I went to the house because I didn't want to open the door and see people. They left the bag of it outside the front door, and I put the money for the letterbox. It was so weird. And then I messaged on my Facebook, said, "I dropped off the money." It felt like I was doing some dodgy dealing.
That's weird.
I dropped off the money, and it works brilliantly. And I've got the blue one.
£10. Oh, that's an absolute. I know
with a Pokemon game it was really 2 Dungeon something, and one of the bigger ones as well for a tenner.
I never liked the look of the 2DS. I think it's like with the screens. It's
weird, isn't it?
It's not being protected at all. You know what I mean? It's there's no sleeve for it or anything like that.
The thing is, though, with it did come out of a really nice padded case. It's quite satisfying, and also that screen. Well, that's actually that's not 2 screens. That's 1 screen.
What?
It's software that makes it into 2 screens. If you broke open one of them,
it's one screen.
It's a long screen. Yeah. That's how they save money on it.
Oh, I see.
So there's actually more of the bottom screen that you can't see.
Oh my god, that's a shame. Why did they just make the bottom one bigger?
And they could have made the bottom one bigger, yeah. I don't know why I didn't do that.
Odd. Why is it so small then? It makes no sense.
The resolution with the games would have been weird or something.
Maybe.
But then the XL,
or they'd have to make it a bit taller, possibly.
Yeah. So that's weird. That's how they save money, because it's literally it's comfortable to use because on the edges they're rounded, and that's where L and R are. And when you hold it actually fits quite comfortably.
They have a camera as well on the front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same like the old cameraman does. It still takes 3D. Oh, this is a funny thing. It still takes 3D pictures.
Wow.
But you can't look at them in 3D. It's really weird.
You can't do anything with it. Yeah.
No.
The software there for it. That's nuts. It was kind of like sold. I mean, I suppose this generation's version of that is not the OLED Switch. What's the other Switch that came out? Was the kind
Switch
of cheaper
Lite.
Switch Lite.
Yeah.
That still looked all right though. I thought the Switch Lite was all right.
I've got a Switch Lite. I love it. That's the one I take out with me.
That's yeah.
I prefer taking that out than a big Switch.
Can you still dock those ones as well?
You can dock it. Well, you can't look it on the TV. No.
Yeah. Oh, you
can only charge it with a dock type thing.
I was want to say, like, how do you? Because you take the Joy-Cons out and all that. You know,
it's a shame you can't. I would actually love the Switch Lite to be able to play it on the TV because I would use that as my main one. Because it's you want the Joy-Cons. It's not loose, but when it's a complete unit, it feels solid and really like robust.
That's what I'm hoping the new ones, kind of the magnets, kind of keep it robust.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird that it can't be put on because it feels like you shouldn't call it a Switch. Do you know what I mean? Because it can't.
Yeah, it kind of doesn't do what it says, really.
Yeah, like the non-Switch. That's what I call it. But yeah, I kind of looked at them thinking, I don't know if it's a better screen than the normal Switch. But I mean, obviously the OLED one is.
Oh, it's slightly small. It's smaller than an original Switch screen.
But it's not a better resolution.
It's not an OLED one. But to be honest, though. Like I've had one for a while, and it still looks great. I don't look at it and go, oh, it looks a bit ropey now.
Yeah,
it still looks great.
I definitely need a new Switch because I'm still using the one that came out, the launch one, and the battery's not great now. I'll play for a bit, and it's just like the battery's dying. You know,
my fan makes weird noises now. And it goes.
I feel like it should have bought an OLED one when they came out. And then the battery, I would have more battery life and I would have had a better experience with the screen. And I feel like maybe this time round, when they do that halfway, console, maybe I'll do that.
Well, actually, this will make it more confusing for you. You've got the original Switch, then you've got the Pokemon Switch, which has a better battery.
Does it?
Yeah. The Eevee and Pikachu has got the newer battery.
I had no idea.
Slightly different about it. They don't really talk much about it, but it's actually improved before the OLED one came out.
What? Yeah, was that?
So if you could pick one of those up cheap,
was that an actual selling point for them then? Did they actually? You didn't state that, or?
I think it did at the time, but not very much. Unless you watched the full reviews on it, they didn't state on the cover. Oh, they might have done actually. I can't remember now.
Strange.
But yeah, because that's what Danielle was using, as well as the Animal Crossing one as well. That's a better battery.
Wow. Yeah,
it's like an in-between release.
I think I will do that this time though. Get the launch one and then potentially get like the midway one when they do that again. It depends what money at the time, but I think from this situation or experience, I feel like I need a new one because it's got battery life. Because I'm thinking about taking that one to the plane, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to use a battery pack to charge it. I don't trust it. I think it'll just die like halfway. Next bit of news.
In a plane, you would have USB ports normally now.
Hopefully. I didn't think about that. Maybe they have like USB ports. They should.
Last time when we were in Japan, that was a few years ago now, 2018. I was charging my Switch on the plane with the USB.
And you were able to charge it and play at the same time. Yeah, because sometimes you use the charging port and it's not as fast.
Yeah,
but hopefully
it seemed okay. Well, I remember working quite well with it. So,
okay, next bit of news. This is from Twitter, but it's like I can't find the proper site. You can rent a PlayStation 5 now.
Yeah, I don't know about this.
This is so strange. I think Gaz Halley posted this in the Discord the other day. So, lease your PS5. This is in the UK as well, by the way. So it's not just America. From $10.99 per month. And I just wanted to kind of put this out. Would you do this? Like, because we both don't have a PlayStation 5.
Well, you can actually do this with Xbox as well.
Can you do it? Oh, really?
Yeah, Xbox
similar price
series, whatever it is. You can do that as well, and you get and part. But with that though, you get part of the subscription with Game Pass.
Oh,
so
okay.
What does this offer anything like that at all?
So it says PlayStation 5 is $10.99 per month. That's for the normal edition, and then it goes up to the disc version is $11.99. So you'd probably want to get a disc version.
I would get disc version.
Yeah, because you'd want to. By the way, I don't think I'd do this. That's why I would say.
Well, it's weird, isn't it? Like,
because if I wanted one, I would have found a way to get one by now, probably. I think I've got too many.
We could have saved up by now for it.
Exactly, and I don't know. I couldn't trust myself to have another system somewhere. I feel like I have had so many free trials or paid for the Xbox thingy. What is it called? Xbox
Game Pass.
Game Pass, is it? And majority of the time, I just never use it, and I
Your
just feel
PlayStation
so
Plus,
guilty. There's PlayStation Plus, all that stuff. I just never use them. I just don't have the
But I
time.
would say though, say if you had say you're a little kid or like your son or whatever, or daughter who wanted that system, but you couldn't afford to pay out 500 quid. This would be perfect for that sort of situation.
I suppose perfect, but the fact that like you'd probably need to buy PlayStation Plus on top of it if you were going to rent it out indefinitely. You know what I mean?
Who are you renting it from?
It's actually it was on PlayStation's website by looks of it on this.
So I'm surprised they didn't include some sort of PlayStation Plus part of the package deal.
Flex, Enjoy, Unlimited. I'm guessing they just send you it from this Explore Leasing with Flex. Yeah, there is a website for it, but I was just it's more about the idea of like, would you do it or not?
Well,
like you just getting the core unit, you'd have to buy games on top of it. So you wouldn't want to buy anything digital because you're not keeping the unit. You know what I mean? You wouldn't.
Well, I assume that by the end of it, you pay it off and then it's yours. Or
I was assuming that you just pay $10.99 and you give it back and that's it. It's like Netflix. You know what I mean? But you're buying.
I don't know then. Actually, you're
not paying it off. I mean, if that's an option.
But if you did buy digital stuff, remember it's on your account, not the system.
That's a good point.
So if you get you go, oh no, I want another PlayStation. You would log in and just download everything again if it's available.
But most people with this, I mean, I suppose there's people who can't afford an actual PlayStation 5 and want one, and this is a way to get a PlayStation 5 by paying $10.99. I get it, because it's the same as all you have to do is go, oh, I'm going to cancel Netflix, then I can get a PlayStation 5, done. And then you got PlayStation 5 there, but then you're buying games on top of it, so there's a thing there. And I don't know, it's the whole idea of like, what happens if it breaks? Then you got to pay.
Well, I don't know, but when you're renting stuff, normally they have some sort of insurance thing to cover it. Well, I assume they would. But I think the thing is though, like you said, if we wanted one of them already, we would have found a way to get one. Found a way. Do you know what I mean? Definitely. I don't think this is aimed at us. I don't think. Like,
it's a good way to get the PlayStation in people's hands who want one.
Yeah, because it sounds like they've got a lot of stock around. Then if they can, do like this doing it with all.
I mean,
well, GEX has got like about 6 of them in a row.
Oh, really? I'm actually shocked that I didn't want one this time around, because I wanted the PlayStation 4.
Yeah,
and then this time around, I just haven't been bothered with wanting the next series.
Same. PlayStation 4, I bought off a friend who I worked with because he bought it brand new, and he was like, I don't really play it. Do you want to buy it off us? And he just talked to me. Literally, it was like having it brand new. I loved it. I've still got that one today. But PlayStation 5, I've played like Super 8's Gamer and a couple of other people's consoles. I liked it, but I still didn't like. Yeah, I've had no drive to go. No. Oh, I need this. You know,
like maybe like in the future when it gets super cheap because there's no use of the six.
We find them at a car boot.
Exactly, a car boot. I'll have one, $5 or something like that. Yeah, definitely. And all the games are super cheap. Maybe at that point I might just pick it up. But there's be no rush. I'm more excited again about, and this is the Nintendo podcast at this point. But
I know.
I'm excited about the Switch.
We're bad for that, we?
But the other prices for this, so the disc version $11.99, the PS5 Pro is $18.95. So you're around about paying 20 quid. Oh, you can also get the VR too, and now you've got to use a PlayStation for that, haven't you, to get the VR? You can't get VR.
Yeah, it's like basically it's a little unit that plugs into the PlayStation. Yeah.
And the PlayStation Portal, which it's kind of like, well, it's like a PSP, but it's remote play, isn't it, with the system? Yeah. But can't you get that? I'm sure that's now. I'm sure you can buy that on its own, and you just log into your account and play the games. You don't need a PlayStation. I'm pretty sure that's a new update they put out. Because they didn't advertise at the start, and everyone went mad going, oh, you've got to play all the games from the PlayStation. And I think now you can use it on its own.
Actually, from the services, I don't know.
I'm not 100% on that, but I think that's right. And if that's true, then you can get a PlayStation Portal for $6.49, and you can just log into your account and buy games like that. I mean, you can't play disc games, obviously, but that's a way to go to play PlayStation games.
Yeah, if you don't mind, and especially if you're someone who don't actually sit, like if you've got a Switch. I know Danielle, when she plays a Switch, even though she's got one you can dock, she never plays it on the dock.
Me neither, yeah.
She'll sit on the sofa with it, or she don't play it at all.
Yeah, the only time I play docked is when I'm on stream, because you have to have it docked.
You have to, for the capture,
After stream, I take it out here and play it downstairs. every
Yeah.
time. I did take it around with me. I never ever docked. But I love the fact that you can if you want to. You know, I don't.
Well, that's why I always want to buy a thing on Switch, because I'm like, well, I could buy it on, I don't know, PlayStation 4 or
Yeah.
something else, but then I can't take it away with me somewhere.
can't,
You're
no.
locked down to have to play it here.
Yeah.
Sort of thing,
I kind of want to get another dock. Use it around the house. You know, I don't know if you can do that. Can you use it? I suppose you can. Can't you just buy a separate dock?
All the dock is a
HDMI connection.
USB-C
Yeah.
plastic casing, but with
Yeah.
a certain bit of. Yeah, we do that. I've got 2 docks set up. We've got one for the TV, which is Danielle's Switch, a Pokemon one, and I have another dock connected to my to one of my monitors on my PC downstairs.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Because sometimes I don't want to be on a TV. I want to be sitting at my
Yeah.
desk and playing it while
Yeah.
Danny's watching something. So all we do is just swap over the consoles that way.
Love the idea of doing that. Just like having different ones.
It's worth getting because you can pick them up quite cheap. And apparently, like I think you can
C1,
buy the
definitely
newer
one.
Switch docks, and they work with the other Switch because it's just a USB-C. So you can have like one of those. And if I ever found one cheap somewhere, just a dock on its own. It's the only thing that does get expensive is the main power plugs, the official ones.
Yeah,
they're expensive unless you get them. You know,
you could probably get a cheaper version, but I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, I don't want to.
Yeah, because there was lots of fear with blowing up switches back because all that stuff.
Next bit of news, talking about another Mario game. You put this on, didn't you? The incredible Super Mario fan game just got even better. I don't think I've heard of this one before. I've watched the trailer earlier.
I thought this was it wasn't a real game. It was like a video, but I've actually downloaded it and played a bit of it.
Oh, how's it play?
Really good. Really good.
I gotta say, from looking at it, it looks like it doesn't look. I mean, obviously it's Mario sprites. Oh, can I get rid of this? It's got. It looks a bit like Terraria or something. You know the way the backgrounds look.
Yeah,
they don't look like Mario backgrounds, really.
This intro is a little bit different with it compared to when you play it.
Yeah, like this, all that background there reminds me of Terraria. You know, where you dig.
Yeah,
those levels. It does. There's not very Nintendo like apart from like the sprites, and even the sprites. I mean, it looks incredible. This is from the ground up. They've made this, and this is 2-player, by the way. That's the character. It's a character. The second player can play, and it's also got a kind of a Paper Mario feel as well. Just with the characters. And
it felt a little bit
cool.
Mario Worldy at times as well. I've not done the overworld. I've literally only done like the first level because I just wanted to try it out. But it's worth grabbing.
As well. You can buy like outfits and things like that.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm excited about? Look at that middle one. If you go back for, I don't can go back for a second. Look at that middle one there. Look, the Mario Land one right in the middle.
Oh God, yeah.
And I was like, I want to know what that is. I want to know what that is. I haven't got that yet.
Oh my God, yeah. So are these all unlockable in the demo that you've got?
I don't know because I've only played the first level, so I've not really played for it. I'm assuming it has because there's all trailers for it.
And this reminds me of Mario Wonder and Donkey Kong
Country Returns. Yeah,
it's got a bit of that to it. It does remind me. I want to go back to Wonder because I never beat all of the levels on that.
I've not done all of it either. I want 100% it before I complete it.
I think
I'm kind of going back through.
I might.
But I recommend giving this a go.
Yeah,
but I would recommend. If you see where it's available to download, grab it when you can because it might just mysteriously go away from.
I was thinking that I was like, how the hell can these people do this?
Not for very long. I don't think.
For long, but like this is like an updated version of this, so he's the person behind it is like been working on it for a while.
Yeah, I don't know.
The fact he can just call it like a Mario game is crazy.
He didn't rename it or say, "Oh, it's Chalio with his brother."
But you never know. Like you might come up with some ideas that Nintendo like takes a little look at and goes, we might incorporate that into our next game.
Yeah.
I don't know. Mario Wonder for me was like I couldn't believe that they came up with a lot of that stuff because I thought after Mario Maker, there's no way they can come up with like a new 2D Mario game,
especially 2D. Because like the new Super Mario Brothers game was fun, but it wasn't anything special with it.
No, it wasn't.
It was a bit like,
I've been there, done that. Talking about Nintendo again.
Oh God, yeah. Nintendo Special.
Nintendo Special. This is great. They've released 2 new Game Boy games. I've got a bit of a bone to pick with it though. So this is out. Oh wait a minute, it's not out yet. Is that out? Oh yeah, it's today, isn't it?
It's out now.
It's out. I was looking at 7 being July because
American dates. Yeah.
So Donkey Kong on the Game Boys come out.
Right? What are you gonna say?
We were talking about this today. Like when I bought this card, and I still haven't gotten around to actually playing it. But I always thought it was just a port of the original arcade game.
Yeah, well, it
and
starts
it's
out
not.
like that, doesn't
And
it?
then it goes to this. It's gone
Yeah,
overworld, and you've got to chase
yeah.
Donkey Kong. So good. I can't wait. I'm actually going to play this on stream at some point. But one thing I'm going to say about this game, and this is probably the thing you're
Yeah.
saying, this is just the Game Boy port, which is great because that's the one you want to get. But it's not the Super Game Boy port,
Yeah.
which what it was designed to be played on, like especially designed to be played on that. And it's got a really nice border around it with the
Literally an arcade cabinet. It's
arcade
brilliant.
camera. It's beautiful, and this just it just
Is it
annoys
full
and
colour as
frustrates me.
well?
Yeah, it's full color and it looks great. It just tells us really that we need to get more. When we need to get access to Super Game Boy ports of these games.
Yeah, because there's so many that have include like full colour or their own special layouts, and again that'd be quite a fun
Instead of that
thing to be able to
SP thing you've
change.
got for all the games, which you give you everything unlockables and all
Oh,
that, forget that. Just give us new versions of the game through the Super
yeah.
Game Boy. I would love that because that is such a highlight of this. Like it just makes it look incredible. And I mean, this is good as well. Obviously, you're getting the base game, but my word, it's designed to be played through there. Like it looks. It even says that on the back of the box. Like play it on the Super
Oh
Game
yeah,
Boy.
there's big and all the ones that had Super Game Boy has a little logo on the front of
Oh,
it. So that always got me excited because I loved the Super Game Boy, and I don't know when I got mine, I have no idea, but when I got it back in the day,
yeah.
whenever I get a game, and I remember when I look at Game Boy games, I used to see if it had the little Super Game Boy
There you go.
logo
We have
on
to
it.
see if it's been specially kind of
Yeah.
enhanced for it. But
Mm.
yeah, it's a brilliant little game that has come out. I mean, it just shows you again how
I've not
great.
played through it.
I know I'm definitely
Danielle
going to do that.
loves it. She says I've got to play it because I thought it was just the arcade
Yeah,
game.
just a port.
Yeah.
So it's not just that. It's the Mario Picross. I am dying to play this one because I think this is one of those games. You love these games, don't you,
I love
Picross?
these.
Have you played this one? It's
Yeah, I played quite a bit of it. Actually, this was a game that kind of helped me quite much with over COVID because
oh
when we had to go to like do shopping, the only place that was available open round where we were was Iceland's, and there was always a big queue. And during that time, everyone was very anxious and stuff, and I felt very anxious being there. But what I did was I took my Game Boy, and I basically took this with me because this is something you could just pause at any time.
yeah.
And while I was in the queue, I focused on playing this while I was waiting to go in.
Oh
And it's kind of really
yeah.
big on that, and it's you have to work out how to play it. And once you do, it is really fun, and it's one that you could just pick up and do a couple of puzzles. It's really relaxing as well.
I'm sure there's one on Switch I downloaded for free. There was like a free Picross game. I can't remember.
It's a bit weird they brought this out on Game Boy because you have got the Picross game on Super
Yeah,
Nintendo.
the Super
On
Nintendo
there.
version. Yeah,
Yeah,
I forgot about that. But you used to do really cool nights on stream where you used to just play this proper
it was
chill out
right. Yeah,
nights.
I do miss
Do you remember
them.
that?
It was basically.
That was like 2 years ago.
Oh my god, really?
And
Oh,
mad, isn't
because
it?
it was. I used to put lo-fi music on
Yeah,
and just play Picross,
it was good. Those nights were really
and
chill.
I really enjoyed those
Yeah,
actually.
should bring them back. Have a
Yeah,
special.
yeah, I do need to. Our
Mario.
Friday nights gets a little bit occupied by
Yeah,
other things.
but Mario Day on Monday. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I
It's
had
a
to
good
think
idea,
about
isn't it?
that.
Bring it back. Oh,
Oh,
this is a
yeah, I
bit of
might do
news.
that.
I don't know this one. This is the last bit of
Mm.
gaming news, right? I don't know anything about this. I'll just keep this on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can tell you. I can tell you about this one as well.
Dragon's Lair, the legend for the original Game Boy, is getting a re-release. I don't know the Game Boy game
The thing
at
is, it's a
all.
bit. Well, there's actually a few different Game Boy games. You've got the Game Boy Color one. But this is called The Legend. So it's
Hmm.
actually there's three altogether. This one though, it's weird why they bothered to re-release this because this is a game that they basically just changed the name and the sprites from another
Oh God,
game.
I do know this.
Yeah,
Just know the
you
sprites.
probably
I
do.
do know. Yeah, I do. I've seen
Yeah.
that. Oh my word. Oh my! I think I got mixed up with Castlevania when I was thinking about it because it's
Oh
the same
wow.
same kind of principle. Going up the
Yeah.
ladders,
Oh yeah,
skulls.
the stairs and all that lot.
Yeah.
And
Oh my God, I've got memories. I don't know where I even saw this years ago. I haven't thought about this game for
I think
years.
I only knew of it because my friend had it at school. I remember borrowing it because I loved the. I don't know what I played of it.
I only liked. Well, I knew the arcade version and I knew the
Yeah.
NES and the SNES version. Those won't be just dead lanky guy trying to get into a dungeon. So what is this? What version is this? Is a re-release?
There's a picture of it with the case. It's got a really nice looking cartridge
Oof.
case. Yeah, in the case. Look at that. Comes with
Oof.
stickers as well. Look, stickers.
Okay, I know. Okay, sealed box, clear cartridge protector, instruction booklet. Oh, sticker sheet. silkscreen PCB with Dragon's Lair logo on the backside. Game ROM. Oh, that's the digital version. Oh, it's $4.99 for the digital version.
Yeah.
That's not bad, is it? A PDF instruction booklet. Wait a minute. Where'd you get this? If you're going to get all of that, you don't get this from Switch then, because you're not going to give you a PDF, are they? Unless it's in the game.
I don't know actually, because this this is, if I think this is not getting a console release, it's literally a Game Boy release or digital ROM. You basically buy the ROM to put on your EverDrive.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So it's not official.
But that company there, I don't know how you say it. Incube.
Yeah,
Incubate.
Incubate.
Oh yeah,
it makes sense. Doesn't it?
I get it. They've brought out a few different releases because they're doing this because they're bringing these sort of games out because of that newer fancy Game Boy we talked about before.
What the hell called? I want to say Metro or something. It's not that, is it?
No,
Mod. Oh yeah, it's mod. It is something mod, isn't it? It's definitely mod.
I forgot.
Modtro. Game Boy.
Modern Man.
Modern
Boy. I don't know.
Pinocchio.
That's it. Yeah, the real boy. So they're bringing out a lot of these games again. There's been a few of these I've released in the past, but they seem to be doing that more because of bringing re-releases. A bit like how you've got the what's that? The other handheld and consoles has got the like collections on cartridge. EverK. It's kind of like trying to do a bit of an EverK type thing with it.
So will this work on an analog pocket as well? I guess
it's literally a Game Boy game. It'll work on everything that's a Game Boy.
You know what? It's great about it. The box is like the same size as a Game Boy box.
Yeah,
so it look nice with yours.
And that you can't tell from the picture, but their logo, the Incubate, it's one of them reflective. When you change it changes like slightly different colour when you angle it, like shiny type thing.
I'm just trying to think of this is what you get. I'm like a magpie. I like shiny things. I'm like, oh, that box set looks nice. And I go, do I want the game?
Well, you can buy the loose cartridge for about $10.
Oh, right.
Like the original one.
Is this game any good?
No, it's trash. It's meant to be really
bad. That's the question I wanted. You know what I mean?
It's something that I played a long time ago, but I haven't played it since. But I did before look up some videos, and the first thing this person said, "Well, this game's trash. It's nothing like the other games, and it's a reskin of another game."
There you go. So would you pay $45?
So that's why I find it a bit weird. It's not a unique own game.
No.
But if you're a bit of because Dragon Lair's got a bit of a cult following because you've got you've got the Laserdisc that's taken from the actual like the games on Laserdisc, so that's sought after. You've got and it's by I keep forgetting his name. Something Bluth. Don Bluth?
Oh, the illustrator.
Yeah, and it's his work. So people like to collect all that stuff. So that's kind of that sort of market.
Okay.
But
it's not a good game. That's the thing.
No. Try it out through your Ambinic or something and see what you think.
That's a good idea, actually. Yeah, have a good go from there. I should do that. Go for the library a bit more. We're going to go off from gaming news to some toy news.
Yes.
Kind of toy news, because the other week, you talked about Donkey Kong shoes. Didn't you?
Yeah.
Remember I was like, why is Plunger in shoes? What are we talking about? And then these got a release announced, which are He-Man shoes.
Did I send this to you as well? I can't remember.
No, I think everyone sent me this. Everyone. It's on Discord. And
but are you
people
team Skeletor, team He-Man shoes? When did you get it? You get both.
I'll be perfectly honest with you, right? I like these. I like those Donkey Kong ones better than Ike ones.
Yeah.
If I was going to put, I don't know, I think I wouldn't wear these. I don't think I'd wear these. But I would wear the Donkey Kong ones.
But then you could buy both pairs and wear each shoe.
Oh, that'd be quite good, actually. Bit of both. But I mean,
with your He-Man jumper.
Oh, that'd be a good idea, actually, wouldn't it?
Imagine going to the games market, strutting in your new He-Man shoes.
I need to see. I mean, you got Battle Cat ones and Panther ones as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those ones as well.
Oh my god! I mean,
these
are all digital versions of them, so you kind of need to see them on.
Yeah.
I mean,
the thing is, though, these sort of shoes, after time, people don't end up even wearing them. They collect them, put them on the shelf.
All the Samurai Pizza Cats.
There's a certain company. The company does Game Boy ones as well, and they've got literally pressable buttons on the side, but they look great.
I mean, this I don't know if this is one guy, but he's just. I think it is.
He
Just one
does
guy.
lots of customs.
He's awesome, to be honest. But they're
Yeah.
very, very expensive.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Very.
Oh yeah.
It's outpriced me, obviously, but like the stuff he does is just incredible.
Along with like just trying to get hold, even if you've got the money, getting hold of them.
Yeah, getting hold of them, and he put
Like,
them out to order, and there's
super
no way
rare.
I'm getting them. Like, even the clothes as well, like the skeletal suit and the spike suit.
Yeah.
I love that. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't can wear that, but it wasn't just that. I wanted to do the. Oh no, yeah. It's fun. Oh no, we haven't. I thought there was another thing we've got to get. There's another Instagram thing I wanted to show you.
Oh yeah.
Right. Not clothing, but another He-Man related thing. This plunger.
Oh yeah.
Is the first image of. I'm just going to get rid of that thing because let me click it off. I hate it when you got like when you're watching someone stream and they've got a big notification and you want to like saying click it.
Yeah.
I'll click it off. Right, that is the first image of He-Man in the new He-Man movie. Now, as I said on the Discord, say that could be anyone.
Well, but then they could change it last minute and no one would know.
We'd never know. But I think they needed to do something because there were loads of images that got leaked.
Because they weren't official, were they?
No,
the ones
and it was
being
just
arrested.
looking gawpy and being arrested. And
them ones being arrested. I thought someone AI generated those. I didn't think they were real.
No.
So
if you didn't know, the whole story of He-Man, the film, is that he's going to be a kid who's sent to Earth, and then he goes in search. Yeah, I know. It's just Superman. Isn't it? He goes in search of his destiny. How does that sound like Superman? Yeah, gets in search of his power sword, and then he has to go back to Eternia to fight Skeletor. So it. You know what? I made this joke all the time. I'm going to do it again. They've learned from the last film, which was a massive flop. Obviously, we liked it as kids, but it was a massive flop, and they've learned from it because obviously the original film, the issue is they set it all on Earth. Rather than
I hate when I do that. When it's a whole literally, Master Universe is a universe of these characters on their own place, and you see that for like 2 minutes.
Yeah,
and the rest of it's on because they want to make it more relatable.
They've got KFC and all that in it, So what they've done, they've learned from that, and in this one they're going to do something a bit different, and they're going to set it on Earth instead. Oh wait a minute. Oh wait. Oh no.
Yeah. It's going to be like, oh no, how does he survive in that world? You can see like some of the bad guys going after him, and then and then go, oh, what's this over here?
The good thing is they've got a lot of the characters from the actual cartoon are going to be in it. When they did the movie, they created new characters because they wanted to create new toys. So everyone going to see it, going, oh wait a minute, where's Trapjaw and all that? All these characters we love, they just made new ones. Now I don't mind that because they're actually bringing figures out of those characters and like new ones as well, which is cool. I grew up liking the movie.
To be honest, a while ago, when we have a friend trying to watch movies, for some reason we were like, oh, what should we watch? We couldn't decide for some reason, and then for some reason we went, you know what, I haven't seen for a while, and then I went, well, I just got hold of this film we could watch. And before he said it, I got Master Universe. Because I've got like a nice like DVD. Well, it's only a DVD, but a nice one. And I had a special edition one or something. And he went, I was thinking of watching that.
Wow.
I was like, whoa, what's the chances? So we watched it, and I'm sorry, but I absolutely love it still. When was the last time we watched it?
I watched it. I watched this before Christmas. I think Skeletor is the best part of it.
Oh, yeah. He basically
so good.
He still
completely
the show. He's so good in it.
Yeah, I mean, Frank Langelis is like Shakespeare type performance in that movie. It does not need to be
so serious.
Dolph Lundgren is not great. I mean, he can hardly speak English in it. He's got a few lines. There's a bit when he goes.
He says that a lot.
There's a bit when he goes, "I don't think so," which I would laugh about. And I'm like, "Oh no, that's supposed to be He-Man." And he hardly kills anyone with a sword or anything like that.
Oh, I know. That's yeah.
But whatever. I mean, the new movie.
Courtney Cox was in it as well.
Courtney Cox is in it, and also Tom Paris from Star Trek Voyager. If you know that, but you probably don't know that.
Yeah. Danielle does all that stuff. Yeah. So she pointed that out to me.
The issue is that it's got. I've said this all the time on stream because anyone asks me about the He-Man movie and they go, "Oh, I better do this." It's like it's got to be aimed at kids. It's got to bring kids in, and it's going to have adults to bring kids in, and the kids are going to enjoy it enough to go, "Oh, I want toys," and that's how we keep He-Man going. Yeah. If they made it for adults, it just wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. It's got to aim at the kids who are getting them into toys, and I don't know how it's going to work because it looks like it's going to emulate the first movie, I hope they don't, because my worry is it'll flop, and then the big executives go, "Well, we tried. No one wants to watch. No one wants to watch E-Man." It's like, but you didn't do it. You know, we want a kind of a fantasy movie like Conan or something. That's what I would love.
Yeah, you want it kind of like Conan, but
just in another world,
planet.
in Eternia, in another world like that, and it's just, and you've got the factions of, you know, He-Man versus Skeleton. That'd be amazing, and then introduce the Horde or the Hordak, all that later on, and She-Ra, bring all that in later.
Well, I'm just hoping then it's on Earth for a short period of time.
Does that, like, the only thing that I'm trying to be optimistic, but when I saw those photos of being arrested, and he's like,
yeah,
I don't know, they kind of having the kind of the quirky filmation version of him, where he's got the pink shirt and all that on.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh,
I don't know.
Really?
And then Jared Leto's Skeletor. I don't know. It could. I really want it to be good, and whatever happens, I'm going to see it. I'm going to be.
And one thing you're going to want to get, which they're going to release, there's got to be a cool popcorn tub.
Oh God, yeah. I didn't even think about that.
That'd be amazing.
What would they do for the popcorn tub? Like, I don't know how they do a sword or something like that. Could they? Could they do something mad like that? Or the drink could be the sword because it's long.
Yeah, it could be like part of the sword, like embedded on the side of it or something, and the other side's got like the the castle. Like,
do you know what? You're right. Yeah, Castle Grayskull.
Because a lot of them are just tin with them different shapes of inside.
Do you know what? Castle Grayskull popcorn tin sounds boss to me. I was thinking like they'd have different colours, like they'd have like a Battle Cat green and red one, you know, something like that. But that maybe do that with the cups. But a Castle Grayskull popcorn tin sounds amazing. I was thinking toys. They're going to release new toys, and I'm going to be all over them.
It'd just be look like the movie characters.
Hopefully, and they'd be good. Like, and you know, I don't know. Hopefully, he's not just got some kind of like comedy sidekick, and it's just that they haven't got all the other characters like Orko and all that in it.
Is Orko going to be all CG'd and stuff? And
they didn't have Orko in the original because they couldn't afford that. That's why they have.
They couldn't. That's why they had a lot more human-looking characters. But I did love the look of that lizard character.
He was brilliant.
He was well good.
What was his name? Oh, I've got streamitis now. Sauron or something? Not Sauron. Is it Sauron? It's like that. He's the best, and he gets killed really quickly. And you're like,
I know.
No, he's the best
character. The coolest one. He was the most scariest one as a kid.
I like kind of like Blade. They're bringing out a figure of Blade. You know the Blade.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, Blade in that film is actually the one who taught Dolph Lundgren how to wield a sword. The actual guy behind the scenes. That's why he's with him. But yeah, he's not. They're bringing out a figure of him soon, which looks really cool. But anyway, going from He-Man news to let's do from some He-Man and Thundercats news. I didn't paste.
Good segue like that.
This is a segue if I can get it going. Come on, paste. You can do this. This is from the talk. So New York Toy Fair happened the last few days and over the weekend, and a lot of new toys were revealed. And we've talked about the He-Man and Thundercats toys before, but now we get a proper closer look at a bunch of them. And some of these are actually the new the cartoon toy line. So I don't know how familiar you are with like the He-Man cartoon. If I show you the picture of this character, do you know who that is?
Is that? Oh, I think he was in that movie. I don't know. It's him.
That's not He-Man.
Is he wear a pink shirt sometimes?
No,
Gets arrested a lot.
So that's not He-Man. That's Faker.
Oh.
Right, that's a fake.
Oh, you actually? Oh, I thought you was just.
No, it's not a joke. That's what I was saying. You won't know if you watched the cartoon originally. It was like in one episode, the original. So this line that makes them look like cartoons is called the cartoon line, right? So that's coming out now. They've been out for a little while, but they're adding new characters. In one episode, there's a character called Faker.
How do you know?
How do I know? Because I've seen this picture before.
Yeah, and as in, like, what makes him look different?
His eyes. He's like a robot. He's a robot underneath.
Right.
You'll see more. I think he's more than pictures. So Faker as a character is actually a figure normally before the cartoon or outside the cartoon. He's normally all blue.
I was literally about to say, is he that? Yeah, the all blue or like black versions I've seen around.
But in He-Man, he's not, in the cartoon. He's not. He's just Skeletor makes like a fake version of him, and he goes, "I call him Faker," and I think he's only in one episode. But like, I don't think he got any more photos of him. I assumed his like face would come off because there's like awesome part of where like his face is coming off and all that. But I don't know the figure. Yeah. Got a new version of it's not Orko. It's one of the other. I can't remember what they're called. Trollians. That's their race. But new version of them.
Yeah.
That's Hordak there. That's a really cool version of Hordak. I love that version. So he looks ace. And then Shadow Weaver there, and you've got characters out of the Princess of Power stuff that are coming out. But then you've got okay. I mean, should we get to the She-Ra as well? Okay, now we got the Terraclaws. I don't want to bore you with all this because I know.
No, I love it. The only problem I see with all this stuff is that you want to collect the vintage stuff. So
Yes.
where does the line of
So
like,
this is Terraclaws.
get?
There's a new line now which takes the original line and kind of reimagines them, and this is called like the Masterverse. So if you ever see like the big boxed versions of He-Man now with all loads of spells and whistles, and they're called the Masterverse ones, and you might be called New Eternia or whatever, but overall it's called Masterverse, and they take the old figures and reimagine. So there's a figure, an old one called Terraclaws Skeletor. I got it here. Oh, I've got it right here.
Hey, there you go. It's almost like you prepared it.
So this is like a new version of the old figure, right? Terraclaws, Skeletor, and you can see he's got like these claws here.
Got accessories. It's got accessories there, isn't it?
Amazing, yeah. So you can see like the way he's supposed to look. He's got these big claws there.
Yeah.
So this new version of Terraclaws is like a new, like reimagined version.
Oh, right. It's quite terrifying.
It does. Look at the claws.
Whoa. Wow.
They're terrifying, aren't they? And like that version of it, like, is quite scary. Yeah. But like, this is for kids. That's not for kids. No kids going, I want that. You know what I mean?
You scare the kids away with them.
No. So I saw that and I thought, actually, that looks really awesome. Like,
how big are they? What sorts of size scales are these?
Oh, I don't even know about that one because it looks
massive
huge
to me.
One. Yeah, it does look massive. But I can't even grab a Masterverse figure because they're all behind things. But you got He-Man figures like that. But when I get to the other ones, I mean, that's all of them there. Oh yeah, this is the Thundercats ones we were talking about.
I love the backdrop they put. That's amazing.
So good, isn't it? So it was well lit, isn't it?
We did speak about these before, didn't we? Briefly.
So we talked about the Mumra Skeletor.
Yes. I want that one.
The back there, it looks ace. I don't know if we saw Tiger last time. Tiger looks weird. I don't know if the paint's weird on this one.
Yeah.
And you can see and there's the Battle Cat like He-Man figure, which is so weird.
I still don't get that.
But, sure. Okay. This is Panthro, obviously.
Yeah.
He used
to be my favourite as a kid because I had a toy of him.
He looks like he can take all the stuff off and he just becomes a normal Panthro.
Yeah.
Because he's got a kind of man-at-arms kind of thing where he puts his head in. Obviously makes sense because man-at-arms is kind of like the person who looks after all the weaponry and science stuff, and so there's Panthro.
Looks after all the arms and legs and that.
Oh, arms and legs. And they got He-Man with his like this new haircut and stuff like that.
That looks really weird, that one.
He looks really odd, doesn't he? And then Cheetara with a different hair as well. I love the Cheetara one. Lovely. That's kind of what.
But then, is this the one we can swap to?
Yeah, swap
depending on the theme. You swap the ones out.
I have a closer look at this one here.
I like the little stands they're on. I'm assuming you get them to make it easier.
You don't. You got to buy them. Yeah, these are all like custom made stands. I want to get custom made stands.
Yeah.
Because I want them to look. I've all mine are bundled all together, and I kind of need to get them to look nice like this.
You want to like pose them in like more
the fact they've got like stands just for the accessories is such a cool idea. You know, I've never thought about that. I always put like accessories in a separate box. But
you want to be able to show them off along with it.
Big claws as well. But like I think the Skeletor Mumra looks ace.
It looks amazing.
I'm well into that. I don't know. It feels like the paint's not right on Tiger, but I don't know if these are like final figures.
Well, there might be some of they do show off prototypes there.
Yeah, that might be prototype because he does not look finished there, does he? It's no colours coming out of him at all compared to the rest of. I love the body plate though. I love that colour on him.
Every time I see that Thundercats logo, it's
so good,
cool.
Isn't it?
I don't know what it is. They're so good at logo.
Again, we're talking about things that need games. Thundercats.
Oh,
are there any Thundercats games apart from the Commodore 64 and Specky?
There's one on Game Boy Advance, which is based on the newer cartoon.
Oh, I like the new cartoon. It was good.
The game's not though. It's like a weird isometric game.
Okay.
It's really bizarre. How did I get games on the old?
I understand because like a lot of the old like X-Men games were all like the 16-bit in particular. Were all like you're a big sprite. You can choose any of the X-Men and good platform games.
Yeah.
Thundercats. Wasn't there anything like that? They can all jump on things and all different. Oh, I don't understand why they didn't take that license and go away with it. I mean, there's loads of Transformers games. Cheetara looks ace. Yeah, I'm well for Cheetara. Looks ace. And the fact you can change the hair. I probably has to have a normal hair.
Again, I love the little stand for accessories. That's so cool.
It's the thing that jumps out on this, isn't it? A little bit. It's like, but they'll probably sell them.
So are these going to be available over here? I've got to import them. Or they not said
I
yet?
think they're supposed to be around like about April and May. That's when they said they're going to start on sale. I don't know if we're going to start seeing them. You might see them on
Because
Amazon.
I'm about to say, Forbidden Planet sell
Yeah,
a
I was
lot
going to say
of good
Forbidden
stuff.
Planet. The only thing is, last time I went to Forbidden Planet, they said they're not going to stock any more He-Man stuff because no one was buying it over here.
Really? They said that?
Yeah, they said that. I
Ooh.
said, but like, hopefully, like this will, reignite people's kind of
Yeah.
interest because it's a Thundercats crossover, and I don't know. I haven't seen the boxes. I don't know if they got boxes here, but I'm hoping they got a big little Thundercats.
By the way,
model.
they've merged the logo. Looks amazing. All that.
It looks so good. The
That's
artwork looks
cool.
ace, isn't it? But yeah, that's all the stuff from there. I mean, there's other
I've got to have a look at all the pictures actually offline as well.
These
So
are the
good.
ones. I think this is something to do with the. There's like a foot soldier. This is the turtles. You're doing the turtles one still.
Oh yeah,
There's one that you can mess around with one of the. I think it's King Hiss, and then you can put it into a foot soldier. This is interesting though. So what they're also doing. So a few years ago, they started this thing called the Masters of the Universe Origins line, which is all the toys that I showed you. That one I showed you.
Yes.
It's kind of going. It's almost a reimagining of the original line, but making it look retro.
Oh yeah,
Or improving the articulation points and stuff like that.
Yes.
They're going to bring out He-Man and Skeletor, but they're going to be absolute classics versions of them, like they were.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
because I've got one of them He-Mans.
There you go. You've got one of them.
And I had one back in the day, but I can tell.
So you're going to have limited points of articulation, which is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think 6. And I'm worried about this because I think that's really cool to do that, especially if they put it in nice boxes and packaging.
Yeah.
Like, where does that end? If like they do that, will they release loads more as well? And then suddenly, I've been collecting all the Origins lines. And suddenly, is that going to be the retro line, and then they're going to be releasing all those as well? I can't get into another line. I can't do
That's
it.
That's when you look on your shelf, you've got 20 different versions of He-Man.
You can see
just
them
him.
all. Yeah, you can see them all. And I've got the Origins line. You brought out 2 or 3 versions of them because they got different heads, and I think I have them.
Have you ever seen the Simpsons episode where it's the Malibu Stacy, which is the Barbie one, and then Lisa brings out her own doll, but to combat their people who make the Malibu Stacy, they brought out a new one. All they literally did was give her a hat.
Yeah.
Right. So they bring out the hat and,
and everyone went mad, lost their minds.
She's got a hat, and then they shout out, "But it's new."
That's the problem though, and it's like it's not just limited to like toys, is it? It's limited to video games as well. We're like, we're talking about new releases of old games before, and we've kind of been enticed by that game before. We don't even want to play, but because it's got a booklet. I'm like, what are you doing? Last bit of toy news.
I'm so excited about this set. This set, I'm actually, I really want to.
I know the M.A.S.K set. It looks incredible. This is going to be pricey though, This is going to be super pricey to get in. But there's not that many things with it to start with. to start with.
I don't know. Oh, I didn't send you a link to it. There was a guy who went to the toy fair who actually, they show the prototype toys.
Oh, there is? Where's the pictures? Oh, give me a second. I have seen the pictures somewhere.
There's a proper pictures because them ones are more mock-ups.
Yeah, I've seen
them. There's actually proper the actual toys.
Let me get it. M.A.S.K. What's it called? M.A.S.K. Toy Fair. Loyal Subjects is the company who were doing it.
Because the thing I've got, the only one I have at the moment, which I actually got from a car boot, a good few years ago. I forgot his name. I think he's Gadget or something. The motorcycle guy, the helicopter green motorcycle.
Yeah, I know. Okay,
and there is a good set of pictures where they compare the old with the new one.
Yeah, I'm struggling. I'm finding an old one now. Where the hell are the new ones? I thought I had it. M.A.S.K Wave 1 at first look. Okay, Toy Harper's got it. They're a really good outlet for news. Yeah, okay, this is going to be it.
And there was one that had compare the two from the old, because you think, they're exactly the same. Well, when you see it, they are quite a bit different, but still looks like it, obviously.
Make sure I've got the right link here.
I think they're bringing out. So, from what I'm aware of, they got the truck.
Yeah, the Rhino. Okay, so here we go. Here's the that's the old ones, but these are the ones that was shown. So there we go. Again, very nice the way that they've displayed these. I think the prices of these, I think the truck is about about $90. It's So that's how much you're looking for. It's like you're not thinking like they're going to be like 30 quid. I mean, that's probably the most priciest thing.
Because the biggest thing, isn't it?
It's huge, and you get a couple of figures with them as well. You get these 2 figures with them, and these have been. If you look at the original M.A.S.K figures as well, they didn't really have like the likeness that much. There wasn't that much detail.
No, because the guy in his video was showing them off, and I was like, well, they look exactly the same. Well, it's good they do that, but when you compare them, the differences are quite a lot.
So they do enough for like new collectors who didn't have them. Like, I didn't really have these masks. I love the cartoon, didn't have the toys. But I knew people who had some of them. I was like, oh, I wish I had some of that. And now we're looking and go, oh, what? But it's enough to be like, we could get the old stuff and you could have these new ones if you wanted as well. I mean, I don't think it's going to stop people buying the old stuff because...
some of the prices, they're very expensive. Like, example, the Venom, the helicopter plane one. That one, I saw one of them at the Doncaster Toy Fair, and it was £200 loose.
Loose? Oh my god!
And I was like, oh. I didn't. And I said to have a look at it. He let me take a picture and look at it, but I don't know. It might have been expensive still. I don't know, but that was loose. It wasn't with a box or anything. I was like, wow.
Jeez. So that's the thing. These won't be that expensive.
That's what I mean. So there might be a good alternative.
More affordable. More affordable, expensive. I really want that. It's Condor.
I've got the little motorcycle. I got him from a car boot.
Nice. You've got one of them already. Oh, that's the one I was looking at. But I want the Thunderhawk, which is the car.
Do you know, when I was younger, right? I'm so stupid, right? I always thought that the truck was the main vehicle.
I suppose it's the most. That was the I think it's the most famous one, though. I think the truck. That's the one.
I forget about the car for some reason.
That's the one I always wanted because I'd like the way it flies. But I think the truck is the one that everyone thinks of when they think of M.A.S.K.
Yeah,
definitely.
I think it's on the logo as well, isn't it? The truck. But also with these, I don't know if you can see it on there, but you can add little flames.
Oh yeah, these things.
They're shooting and stuff.
Yeah, these here, right at the back. That wasn't in the originals.
No, and you can attach. I think with the truck, you can move the exhaust pipes down so they look like they're guns shooting, or you have smoke ones.
Oh, so good! But look at that! It's so amazing. But these are coming out. I think when I watched the video about it, they said it was like around May. This is come out. But again, I don't know if we're going to start it. I can imagine these being stocked in Forbidden Planet.
Yeah, I could actually.
I can imagine this. Yeah, and there's only those 5 sets that are coming out, and you get figures of each of them. So that's like wave 1. So there'll be another wave next year.
Well, when the guy was interviewing the guy showing off the prototypes on his tape, I think it must have been at that toy fair, Toy Fair, New York thing.
New York Fair, too.
Yeah. They said, "Oh, have you got any others coming up or something like that?" And he says, "Well, we're still in discussions." With licensing.
They're probably seeing like how well this does as well.
Yeah, I think so. But then, to be honest, if I could, like, I do, because I said my favourite toy of all time was even though I forget all the names of it all, the Venom helicopter, whatever it's called. I used to go everywhere with that. Loved the pieces, that thing. I've actually found a photo. I can't remember if I shared it on your Discord at some point, but I found a photo of me holding it as a kid. And then in the background, which I didn't realise, because I don't know how I blanked this out, on that same picture on the shelf, I've got the truck. And I went, I had the truck? I don't remember having the truck. I have the truck. So,
my word. And it's weird because I see photos like that with me when I'm holding something. I ask my mum, and Mum, I have no idea. They just don't remember.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to you about this because I was like, we reminisce, go, as a kid, we love this. So I started saying to my mum, she found a photo and I said, oh, do you remember where you got that? Or she went, I don't know, it was years ago.
Exactly. I want to go, Mum, when did you get me the Atari 2600? I want to know. I don't know. What's that?
I don't know. You just wanted it. We found it in some shop somewhere.
Most important moment in your life. Like, when did we get that? I wanted to know when to get that Skeletor Roton. And not like, what's that?
What was that one? Oh, right.
He-Man? I don't know. I don't care. Get on with your life. What?
Yeah.
That was important to me.
I said, when I got the truck, I said, did I have any other toys? And she went,
glue. I mean, look at that. I'd love to go to one of these fairs, but it seems like America, obviously, are going to have these big exclusives. There's Rainbow Bright at the back as well. I can see. I think that's a Rainbow Bright. I think it is.
Yes, I did. I think it's the same company because they were showing them off as well.
Little subjects as well, didn't they?
Yeah, no, I have to link you. It's not very useful.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't see that.
But there's another video that's worth showing.
But yeah, I'm very excited about M.A.S.K. Like that's the other. It's gotta be careful because I really want to just collect vintage stuff from now on. I'm
Yeah.
trying to stop with the new He-Man stuff, even though I'm showing all that stuff before. I'm like, I'm just trying to focus on vintage toys because room is an issue, money's an issue, and they bring out so many new lines that you can kind of just get a bit lost.
Yeah, you get a bit lost in it. Also, I think collecting the original ones is a bit more like they've got
It's got an end.
history,
It's got an end
and
to it as well.
well, yeah, that's it. And also, it's not that easy to come by some of the stuff. So when you come across it, it's not like you see it everywhere.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
these are being mass, so
Yeah.
you
So
will have to be tough. You have get it if you
I want to
can't.
say pick and choose with the mask stuff, but there's only 5 of them, but they're going to be expensive, and that's the thing. It's like,
But imagine your shelf with the whole
I
set of them in
know.
the
Do you
back.
think you're going to get them? Do you want them?
I out of all, if I can only get, well, I don't know if I get all of them, but I really badly want the helicopter, the plain one. Even though I should have the back.
And it'll have an
That one.
amazing box as well, because the box is going to look like the
Yeah,
old
that
box in
one only
pristine
because
condition.
I remember it so well.
Branding in that series is so good. Right, gone from that to an event, and we don't really talk about events, but I want to start talking about events. So, like, what we're going to go to this year.
Yeah.
Well, and what I'm going to go to. The one that got announced recently is the Timeless Gaming Con, and I'm going to go to this because it is here in Liverpool. It's like a couple of days. Like, well, there's a VIP night. Basically, VIP means you just buy the more expensive ticket, and you can go to both nights and you get into the main event early. But the first VIP night, you get to. They're hoping you can see a screening of Jason Bradbury's
Oh
movies from
yes.
Kickstarter,
Yeah.
and you get to meet all those people. And the next day is early access to arcades, which is an arcade here in Liverpool where we can get in there and play on the arcades and stuff like that. But they're going to have loads of events on, like talking to old people and cosplay and all. I'm actually quite happy about doing the cosplay because I always love Play Expo, which I go to, but they stopped doing cosplay years ago. And I don't know why, because
Yeah, no one really bothers anymore, do they?
and
Yeah.
it's like you might think, oh, I wouldn't want to see that anyway or whatever. But it made the event more colourful because people are walking around in cosplay. You know what I mean?
That's why
So
the
it's fun.
MCM Expo are really good for all the cosplay stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Because you get to see people walking around, and you get to take photos and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It just makes it a bit more fun. But yeah, I didn't know about Timers until last year because they did this in Bury, and I was thinking about going, but I don't
Yes.
know, life got in the way.
And also, it was like a Tuesday or
you
something.
do it, you do it on Wednesday, and this is on a Tuesday and
Oh,
Wednesday. They just do it because they want. I think it's because they do it at a time. Obviously, it's going to be cheaper, but
yeah.
obviously, I
Oh,
think
yeah.
the other reason it's got to be because of the summer holidays as well, because they do it in August, so everyone tends to be off
Okay.
anyway. But
Yeah.
when you're like a streamer or got a job or you know what I mean, it's you still got to get around it. But I'm going to go to this one because it's pretty much on my doorstep. So
Well,
I
why
was
not? It's a perfect opportunity to. You ain't got to travel out too far for it. And yeah, why you got the opportunity? Because it might not be there next year. I don't know if they change it every year, do
yeah,
they?
they might
Or
move somewhere else because I don't know
yeah.
if they've done Berry the previous. I'm sure they were talking about this the other day on the stream, and I think they were saying this is like the 5th time. I was like, what, really? Like I only
Oh,
heard about it last year.
but then yeah, it's because none of the people that go to them really, and in this sort of, and unless you're in that sort of circle, and it'd be good because there'd be a lot of obviously because it's all UK related people. I don't know who's going to be guest stars
Oh
there or
yeah, these are
something.
special guests.
Oh,
So what culture? I'm rubbish at like YouTubers in the UK. That's why I asked you last time. I was like, tell me some YouTubers to follow because
oh
I'm not
yeah,
sure what culture, but they're massive. So I'm sure they'll be really good. Also, Ash Millman, and I know of Ashens.
oh actually yeah, lovely guy. Yeah, I've met him a few times. Yeah, good bloke.
Seems to be really nice, be cool to meet,
Yeah.
and of Slopes Game Show. I remember him. Like I've watched loads of his videos now. He's a really cool guy, and I saw him at Blackpool
Yes, he was.
doing
Yeah,
this kind of
yeah,
thing, and he was really good. It was like really fun. So,
yeah.
did you know gaming? I think they've come around the stream a couple of times. I think
Yeah, you've
these
had him
guys.
in your stream. Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
these are
They're really cool guys.
yeah.
Really good. They know Ashams as well. They're all in that same sort of circle of sort of
Nice,
groups and that.
nice. It's like the
Um,
UK just opens up. Like this is the thing I kind of wanted because I'm just not aware of the UK scene at all
no,
of like all this stuff. I don't know. I feel like I've just gone solo for so long. I just want to kind of start reaching out and be like, oh, you do this as well. And there's more stuff coming on. Obviously, all the cosplay stuff and some challenges. I love that you got Super Mario 3 and it says Super Mario Brothers. I don't know if it is Super Mario Brothers or Super Mario 3. It's only my, you know what I mean, my critical retro eye. You know
yeah.
what I mean? They're trying to please everyone
The
here because
mystery
you got
one.
Astrobot and all that, Super Smash Brothers and all that stuff. But all that's going on, and that's August, and it's kind of I wanted to cement what I'm doing this year because last year I was like I'm going to do this, and this year because I'm going on holiday next month, I'm like I don't know what to do afterwards. I kind of there's all these new events and stuff that come around, so I need to
Yeah.
go right. I'm doing this one. Where can I go from there? So, what events are you going to this year? Do you think?
A couple of things. Well, since going to the NEC Toy Fair in December,
Oof,
me and Danny have got the bug to go to toy fairs now because it's not something
100%.
we used to go to before. We thought we didn't really have much of an interest to do it, even though I loved, when I used to go when I went car boots and picking up Ghostbusters and stuff like that, and I've a small collection of them. But I've never thought of going to toy fairs because I always thought I'd be outpriced, and there is expensive
Yeah.
stuff. But there's also other stuff you forget, and it unlocks memories. Really,
God,
like you see a
so
game, but toys. That's one that's real deep down in your mind. You're like, oh my god, I had that. Oh, and we were both going around out like, oh my god, we had that. Oh my god, I had that. Ridiculous.
I'm way more excited about going to toy fairs than gaming fairs this year. For that
You know
reason,
what?
gaming
Actually,
fairs are
they
so
are
good.
more. Yeah,
But-
because they display them so well, and
Yeah,
it's
that's
stuff. And also, you discover toy lines you never knew even had toy lines there.
That's it.
As I said, I was going around with Danielle for that NEC one, and I kept going, Steve would love that. Steve would love that. But yeah, I think we're going to go to a couple of more toy fairs. That
The
are
good
coming
thing
up.
about the toy fairs, I think it's BP Fairs who put them on. They put them on through the year, and it's not just like the NEC one. It's not just like after Christmas. It's on like a few times, all of them. There's one Sandown, which we talked about before.
Yeah, I watched a video on that one.
Yeah,
that one looked really good.
It's amazing, isn't it? And
Yeah.
the NEC one, the Doncaster one.
Yeah.
There's one in like Bristol. There's a bunch of them all in the UK. And I want to just get around and see loads of these, and these just kind of pinpoint what I'm doing. Are you going to go to like Birmingham Game Fair this year? You think?
Birmingham. We hope.
May,
Yeah,
isn't it?
we want to.
I think that's the one I'll probably go to because it seems like it'd be a bit of a meet-up for everyone as well, doesn't it?
It was a great meet up last time. It's good, like point to meet up for everybody, isn't it? Really,
and it's
so
not
that
the
one
same
definitely want to.
place. Not the same place.
Yeah, it's the only thing I'm worried about. It's not at the custard factory or whatever it's called. It's somewhere else, isn't it now? But we don't know that. Apparently it's a bigger venue.
Yeah.
Because it was quite. Because obviously gaming markets and that it's got bigger and bigger every year.
Yeah.
So it gets more and more cramped. That's why I love the Doncaster one because it's a big venue. It's quite big there inside the Doncaster Dome, and it's quite popular, so you can get around without it being too stressful.
This venue like got food and things in? I'm sure maybe it was Julio was mentioning it that maybe this is one of those big venues.
I'm not sure myself. I've not done enough.
It would be nice if there was something like around there. Because last time we went, was it Birmingham we went to, or maybe Leeds? One of them anyway. We couldn't stick around for too long. Maybe it was Birmingham.
I remember. Yeah,
one of them was
your wife pulling you away. She said, "All right, we've got to go. We've got to go."
Yeah, it was that. Or maybe it wasn't. Maybe because Birmingham. Actually, it was Birmingham last time. We were all sitting around a table outside NQ64, weren't we? Signing each other's books again.
Yeah.
Which is the Leeds probably still do it again. Bring that again. It's been like 2 years since it came out.
I ain't completed that book.
The Mario
I've still got
sticker
some stickers for Chris.
Yeah,
gonna go to that. Yeah,
I'm thinking of doing that. I'm definitely gonna do what you did, and I'm gonna book in the NEC after Christmas because after Christmas I always get a bit like, oh, what do you do now? Christmas was so good.
Yeah, it was it felt a bit weird because you think it's after Christmas time, and but it was good filler in a weird way, and we thought. Well, because Danny's other half's a teacher, so she's got very restrictive holidays. But when that came up and she was still off, and it was, I think it was.
It was Sunday, wasn't it? Anyway, was it Sunday?
It was a Sunday. Yeah, but sometimes we're weird. Like when it's a Sunday, because when events are on Sunday, you got work on Monday, and if you're traveling far, and we didn't stay over, so we only drove there and back again. But I mean, I so want to do it again because again, we saw stuff that. Inspires you to go, oh, I didn't know that existed, and you want to look into maybe getting hold of it, and also the gaming stuff's good as well. But I mean, it's always quite cramped because if you want to look at the games, they're in a box there, and that's it. But you have to go up close to look at everything, titles and stuff.
Yeah, you do.
But when it's toys, you could just look over a table and you just spot
it's enough.
stuff.
It's enough, isn't it?
And people ain't grabbing stuff. People are seeing it, and you're like, oh, because it's such a wide range of toy ranges. People are not always after it. Right, everyone's going for M.A.S.K. Everyone's going for He-Man. It's got so much there.
I'll tell you what, though, I still get that kind of car boot thing where you feel like I've got it there quick before everyone else is going to get all the bargains. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm still like that at first. Yeah, I have a car boot still, and no one wants the same thing. I'll think some guy's after what I'm after, and he's after some doorknobs or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute, no. But Toy Fairs, I'm probably the same. Oh no, someone's got to get that Ghostbusters thing I need for my collection.
If I look at this table too long, I could be missing something on the next table.
That's the thing. There's still loads to see, so I'll come back to that.
I won't buy it. I'll wait for it.
Oh, where was it? Oh no, it's gone. You know, it's stressful. We love going there, but there's all this added stress of it. But
that's it. That's the problem with these. Going to all these events is exhausting because you do stress yourself out on looking for stuff. That was the only thing one thing that was really nice about the NEC one, because we don't Toy Fair. We honestly didn't know what to expect in a weird way. You know what's going to be there as such, but because you got no like, I need to go there to get this item, or I'm after this. You were just casually looking around and stuff.
You didn't have a list. You just went to see what's the kind of a
we just thought, we didn't know really what it'd be like. We thought, well, we just see what's there. And the first stall, I ended up buying something on the first stall. As soon as I got in, I went, this could be dangerous. And then Danny found something that she's been wanting for years.
God, the Jurassic Park.
And she got excited like a little kid. She grabbed my arm and went, look, they've got one. To the guy out now pointing at it like a little kid. And she went, and the guy said, do you want to have a look inside of it? He went, can I? It was brilliant. So,
and how? And
I didn't expect to get that. Didn't expect, and the price was 10 times cheaper than eBay.
Oh, of course, yeah.
You get some
good deals. Those places. You get some really good deals. It's worth. Has it reignited you wanting to get into buying toys now? Yeah. You need that shelf. You need that 10 shelves.
I'm basically, I'm going to make some room to have a dedicated bit for it because. Again, like seeing stuff that's from your videos when you went to that antique place, or the Ghostbusters stuff, and I was watching it like not just your video, but other videos as well. But like your video when you were looking at stuff, and you move over, and go, oh look at that,
exactly.
And we're pointing at stuff, and instead it look at it, was it not looking at that?
So many times in those videos, right? Because I went in there going, right, Linz, I am after Ghostbusters stuff, right. And there's so many bits I had to cut out where I go, I can't get that. No, I've Ghostbusters. I can't get that. Okay. And she was like, yeah. And all Linz was saying, no, Stephen, Ghostbusters, remember? And I'm like, yeah, Ghostbusters. Okay, Ghostbusters. And I don't know how, but I snuck in some Thundercat stuff, at the end. I was like,
it's only that much. And you don't see him very often. And at
the end of it, you're like, I didn't expect to spend that much. But then you watch other people's videos and they spend like thousands.
Yeah,
but I'm never going to be a channel like that. You know what I mean? I'm fine. I'm fine at the moment where I am.
Well, at the end of the day, you're going for more certain items. You are more focused on certain items for it.
And a lot of the stuff I'm after at the moment is relatively cheap, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like the figures are only about 10, 20 quid. It's when you start wanting like the rare stuff that it goes up. You know what I mean? And that's when you get in trouble. It's
like when I was watching, because you got me watching Toy
Overdose.
Toy Overdose.
Great channel, absolutely great channel.
And and watching him buying them Mad Ball stuff. And I used to love Mad Balls, but I didn't really have any interest in getting them. Watched this video and I went, I wouldn't mind the Mad Balls. No, I can't.
If you're watching this far, which is like 2.5 hours in, oh my god, can you put in the comment this one? I wouldn't mind some Mad Balls. That's the secret sentence, okay? The secret sentence. Oh, mind some Mad Balls.
And Boglins. I want some Boglins.
The Boglins look good. I love all. I'm surprised a lot of those Boglins didn't perish after all these years because it was just like that thin latex rubber stuff.
Yeah, you think it just like crumble. Like I don't know about you, but I can still
feel it.
Imagine the texture and the smell.
Yeah.
I love them.
I'd love to get those, the little mini ones as well. They were made by a guy who actually worked with Jim Henson on a
I didn't know that till their video said about that.
Yeah, it's incredible. I'd love to get into those as well. I mean, the only issue is that you've got to know what you're getting with those because a lot of them are new as well. Because they brought on new range.
Yeah, you got to be careful because a lot of re-release stuff.
Yeah, and that's fine if you see one, you go, that looks good. If you're after the retro stuff, but like sometimes you just go with your eyes and go, I like that. It looks nice on my shelf. You get it. You know what I mean? And that's why you should go. But like, if you definitely want to, but that's the thing. You know what you're getting. So like, I've got a big list of Ghostbusters stuff now and pictures and everything. So I'm going right. Okay, that's the one I'm after. Well, I need to put a price list of like how much they're worth or whatever. Or what accessories come with them.
No, you don't jump into it and realise
exactly. And I'm okay with not going for accessories and stuff at the time being. I'm not that bothered because it's just
that's a headache because it costs more. The hard to come by. But the other thing you could do, like it depends how fussed you are. But say example, you get and the gun or the sword super expensive.
Yeah. That's a way that people do that with Star Wars, and I feel like obviously you'd like the original. But it's
yeah,
not like
yeah,
it's not
of
like
course.
giving you a CEX inlay, for a game
Oh,
like they
yeah,
do.
that's fair.
It's going to look the same, and it's like it'll look great. And obviously, you want the original, but if that's the next best thing, like I've got Panthro, my original Thundercat, and he's only got one of his nunchuck. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I need the original. I'd love to find them somewhere, but if I had to read, I'd probably do because it looks nice now. Until I got the new one, the originals.
Yeah.
But I am going to stick with Ghostbusters for my toy line. I mean, I'm looking at it now. I've got like two grannies right next to each other, and one without with an arm.
Yeah,
I've
you're gonna keep getting a better version each
I
time.
know. I kind of, in a weird way, I kind of like the idea of getting a few more grannies. I don't
Have a
know
little
why.
army of them.
I don't know why there's army grannies. Like,
I love the granny
oh,
one.
it's
I
so
used
good.
to have
I
one.
love the toilet. The toilet.
Yeah.
It's weird. You can't even say it properly because it's like I love the toilet, everyone. But it's just like such a cool feature of like it opens up like when you wheel it forward. It's so cool. I love
I
all
had
that
one
stuff.
of them.
You have
I
one of
had the
them.
granny. I had the American football player.
Oh yeah, the quarterback guy. Got him.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
missing
yeah.
I'm missing the policeman, and that's what I
Oh,
want
I had him.
next.
Yeah. What
You
did
got
he
him, yeah.
do?
He always reminds me of a GoBot. Was the black and white GoBot? You remember him?
Oh,
I don't know what
yes.
it's
Yeah.
called. I don't know what the police. I think his head. I can't remember what the policeman does.
Did his hat go up?
It
No,
might
that's
do. It
the
might
granny
do.
did that. Or the eyes.
I
But
can't remember.
yeah. So
That
there's sort of things I
I
would like to
need
get for
that,
it.
and I need the mummy as well. And I
The
forget the
mummy
mummy.
looked great. The
The
colouring
mummy
on the mummy.
is the last. There's what last one I need for the Universal Monster ones. But
Yeah.
the thing I'm really after. Do you remember the yellow Beetle car that opens up and it's like a
Yeah. I had
green
that as
praying
well.
mantis? Of course you had that.
Of course I had it.
I
Of course I had it.
that was the thing I
Only child.
wanted out of everything when I was a kid. I
Yeah.
thought that was the coolest thing. Never
In the
mind, it
box
was
as
from
well.
Ghostbusters. Oh,
Go
we
get
had
the box for it though. Go get the
I
box.
don't want the box. I'm fine without the box. But I want all the stuff that goes. That really goes. I think I've picked a toy line to go after, which is relatively easy to go after because it's like 80s going into 90s, so there's quite a lot of it. If you were going to pick a toy line, then are you going to go after?
Well, there's a few little bits, but essentially, I would like to. Even though I've looked at prices, I know what I'm dealing with, so I probably won't. I did want to try and get. I know we joke about it, but I would love to get some GoBots.
Yeah,
But the prices are
they
crazy
stupid?
because a lot of them are made out of metal. They're metal figures. They're not plastic.
Like Transformers.
And I saw, at the toy fair, I saw the one I had as a kid, which was the it was like the Beetle looking type car, but it was a metal one, and his head, like the hood, is the head of him. Don't remember the name.
I remember the names.
But and I saw him box there, and he was about 160
That was box
quid.
though. You don't want them. You don't.
Yeah, I don't want box,
Don't
but
go
I
for
just
box.
yeah, but I didn't see any loose.
Yeah.
So I would, but I would. One bit I'd like to go for is only one of them I'm interested in getting, but I would like to collect because they're quite cheap. Rock Lords.
Oh, Rock Lords. Do you know what? I'm surprised they haven't said. Go on. Say.
Because they're technically GoBots.
Yeah.
Like they're part of GoBots line. Because I used to have a gold one.
Yeah. You could get them cheap, because I think they brought new versions of those. I'm pretty sure. I would have thought you would say Gladiators because you've been collecting those.
Oh well, technically, yeah, that's the other thing. I've got two now.
There you go, and there can't be that many.
Well, I've got my eye on. There's about 8 altogether at the moment. I've got
get a set then.
And Shadow.
There you go. Yeah, your Shadow.
But the thing is, though, they're the only ones that sound a bit weird, like. But I do actually want to get them all on card.
Yeah.
Because they're quite a cool display. You can get them super cheap loose, but they look nothing like their Gladiators, really. You know what I mean? They're quite generic.
You got the picture next to them. It's like getting those reaction figures.
And also the artwork on them, they're not photos, they're actually like illustrations.
Cool. Actual work, yeah.
Yeah. And I've got my eye on Wolf and Saracen at the moment. You can also get female contestants and male contestants.
Oh, really? I get them.
Ones.
Did they recently play sets?
They did the wall.
No. Can you actually put a rope and pull it up?
What you do is, you got little wind-up bits at the side.
You need to get that.
I know.
You can get these. These are 90s. These will be affordable-ish.
Yeah, well, I did see. You can see a couple around on eBay now and again. They did Danger Zone.
Oh my word!
A little tiny like pellet gun thing with little targets. Oh. You can get atmospheres. You can actually get.
I was going to say, can you put the figures in there? And how do that work? Just roll them into other areas and they just makes a sound.
I don't know. Yeah, you get bits of smoke. You put a little smoke and they go up. The plumes go up. I have no idea.
Would you get the American ones? Because the American ones, literally, the figures are the same, aren't they?
Literally, I don't. Yeah. I would get a couple because I know they were in Gladiator from the international. People like Ice and
Yeah.
Nitro. They're quite known
Because
American
I watched
gladiators.
it. I mean, if you watched the documentary that came out a while ago,
Yeah,
on
watch that.
Netflix,
Brilliant, brilliant.
it was really. I mean, it's definitely recommended.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, you probably get a few out of there. Oh my god, yeah. You should just definitely get all gladiators. Just go for them. Make
I
that
would,
as your
yeah.
thing.
I am, but it's quite funny because the problem is when you tell people on stream about it, everyone's become an enabler. Someone was looking at Wolf, right, and I said, "Oh, there's a Wolf on eBay, but it's like 50 quid." I mean, I'm paying that. I want to pay around maximum 20,
Yeah.
20, or 25 maybe. But and then one of them sent me a message saying, "Oh, I sent them in an offer for you to see if they'll go cheaper." I went, "Oh." So
Oh,
yeah,
thanks.
they can go down to this much, and then I had someone else, like Dazzle or someone else, said, "Here, I spotted this for you."
Oh, there you
So,
go.
but yeah, but I managed to
Enablers.
get Shadow quite cheap. So I got Shadow and Jet, and I want to try and get the rest. But there's only one female gladiator, and it's Jet
That's
on
weird.
there. No others got
Wait a minute.
a
What?
model.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, female contestant is the only
Yeah,
other
female
female.
contestants. Oh, that's quite
If
weird,
I
isn't it?
quickly grab.
Yeah,
I'll be
go
like
on.
2 seconds. I grab one and it shows them on the back.
That's bizarre. Or maybe there was only one wave. If there's only 8 characters, 8
Yeah,
figures.
because it's made by Hornby, the
Yeah.
train company, randomly.
Yeah, based in Liverpool originally.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Oh.
Hornby, yeah.
So there's Jet.
I mean, yeah, I agree with you. Like, if you had that figure, you wouldn't even know what it's
Oh,
from.
you look at the figure, it could be
Yeah,
literally
anyone.
anybody. And then
But
on
yeah,
the
the
back, you've
illustration's
got
great.
all the people on the back. So you've got Saracen, Wolf, Shadow, Cobra, Warrior, male contestant, female contestant, and Jet. And then there's the sets.
Oh, the sets look ace, actually.
You got the dueling.
Oh, the jeweler one. Is that
You know what I mean?
expensive? Have you looked it up how much that is?
They're not too bad. There was a couple of people who were selling like bundles of stuff, but I
Yeah.
didn't really have the money at the time. But it's not actually too bad.
I know what you should do,
But
right?
yeah. And then there's
Because look at his eyes, jeez.
I know.
Definitely been through some things.
yeah. Well, yeah. And it feel LWT on the back, 1992, and there's
wow,
the
and the Hornby logo's boss.
And yeah, so because they look nice, so I get like the line of these. So I got the 2 so far, but yeah, and this was the first thing I got at the Toy Fair.
Yeah,
like, I weren't even looking for Gladiator
how much
stuff.
was it? Do you remember how much it was? Like 30
Was it was meant to have been 35. And I looked at it and I thought, well, I'm only going to buy one thing at Toy Fair. I thought it'd be quite cool just to get one thing. So I was willing to spend it because I had a little bit of money, Christmas money, obviously. So I looked at it and I went, oh, I might get it, I'm not sure. But I didn't see anything else. And I went, I doubt there's going to be many people with them. So I went, I'll take it, right? So I handed it to him and I went, I'll take that, please. And he went, oh, that'd be 25.
What?
And I went, okay, there's 25. I don't know.
As well.
He did it cheaper, a tenner cheaper for no apparent reason. But I'm like, okay, cool.
That is amazing.
And it's in mint condition. So yeah, I'm kind of that's why I'm kind of looking for that price. But some of them do vary because they're a bit more rare because not many people kept them carded. I don't think.
What have you thought about if you get them all carded and then you think about getting them all loose? So you've got them all loose.
Actually, I would do that because because if you had the playset set up, you could have the loose ones in it, but then have the other ones.
I was thinking because you'd want to use those play sets, wouldn't you?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm setting up all questions, by the way. That's what I'm doing.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. So yeah. Anyway, I went on to be quite long about that, but yeah. Right. So I'm kind of them ones is because I don't as many people that are really after Gladiators because we watch it on stream. We've got that other because I loved it anyway, but I mean when you watch it again it's just I'm just
I mean you wouldn't be getting them if you weren't watching it. That's the thing, isn't it?
No, because it was a good memory back in the day, but you don't think much of it. And the other thing was for my birthday, a load of people put money together and got me a cameo of Jet. Give me a
that's message. Amazing. How is that not not a feature on your stream yet? By the way, where someone can pay some bits.
I don't know what to do with it. Well, the only time I do is a jokey bit is I'll be like, oh, sorry, I got someone give me a call during stream. I can't talk right now. And I had a video, and he goes, is this Chris? Yeah, you're right, Jet. No, this is Jet. Yeah, I know it's Jet. That's lovely, but
you need it to be a redeem that she just pops up on the phone like a phone overlay, where she's the way like Super used to do that with the phone pops up. It needs to be that. 100%.
I have to learn how to do that, but yeah,
you work it out. Right, let's go. I was going to show you more news, but you know what? I think we're done. let's answer a couple of questions because
We'll save for next time because they're always pretty timeless. The news bits
exactly.
Anyway.
We'll answer 2 questions or 3 questions, right? Really quickly. Right, Rain Cloud asks, "What's a game or games you've played once and will probably never play again?" Ooh.
Oh, blimey.
I know instantly for me is Lion King. I'll never play it again. Hate it.
Oh yes, yeah, because you completed it, but you never want to go back to it.
I just felt like done afterwards. I don't need to go back, and also because I didn't really know what I was doing with the boss and stuff at the end, and it was like I don't feel like doing that again.
Yeah. Okay, the one that comes to my mind straight away is probably the Last of Us.
Oh, really?
Because I love the game.
Also, I've never played it, just in case.
It's fantastic, but the general thing over it is quite a depressing game.
Oh, really?
It's good, but it's got.
I can guess. I mean, I've said this before. I can kind of guess the ending because everyone's like, "Oh, it's a downbeat," and there's these 2 characters that are together. And I looked at it and went, "That reminds me of the Walking Dead Telltale game. I wonder if it's anything like that." And I was like, "I bet it's like that if you've played that."
Because the thing is, because it's made by the Uncharted people, it's got very good action with it and good stealthy. It is a good game, but it's just a very heavy game.
Yeah.
But I loved my experience with it.
Yeah.
You know, even at the very beginning, there's something happens right at the beginning, which is a flashback. That's super sad. It literally you cry at the intro. You're like,
I know the intro. Yeah, I know the intro.
So that's where I loved it, but I wouldn't go back to it really unless it's a long, long time, maybe.
Yeah.
Because I enjoyed my experience and I want to keep that, and that's it.
Sometimes story games like that, I can't really imagine you going back to Final Fantasy VII, like after doing it, because you've done it. And you've got so many other games.
Oh yeah, the thing is, time-wise, no.
Yeah. I think time-wise is definitely a feature, isn't it? That's definitely a thing for me when I think, oh, will I ever be able to play Skyrim again? Do you know what I mean? I don't know if I would.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I've done it. But I mean, I suppose he's getting onto the fact of like games that you've played and you'll never play again because you hated them. And the first one that comes to mind was Lion King. I just didn't find it fun, really.
Yeah, and the ones that were like too difficult and things like that, you at the time you got through it, wow. But again, like Lion King, things like that. But I think that's kind of it, really, because like most people would want to try it back again, but it's just because it had that sort of
and most games, because if you've got through it at the end of it, you probably enjoyed it to some capacity because you've stuck with it. You know what I mean? I suppose the games you give up.
Yeah,
if you give up halfway through, then you might go, that Megaman game you talked about before. You probably won't go back to that because you're like, I've done that. I'll have to go. Right. Next question is from a gamer Sam, who asks, what question would you ask to make sure your co-host wasn't replaced by an evil twin? That's a good question, isn't it? I like that.
Yeah.
I
guess mine would be, I'll probably say something like, "Oh, them headphones, Steve. You're gonna use the new ones?" Yeah, I'm chucking these ones away. I'm gonna use the new ones from now on.
The mad thing about these headphones, right? I've realised this year that I don't know if I could do without them because I love them so much. And we just you do something that works for your stream. And I've tried other ones, and the other headphones are really good. Like I've used them, like when I'm using them with a laptop or a CD player, or whatever I'm using, and they sound amazing, but they don't sound like they do on the stream. And I think because these are dead or something like that, and they've got a weird comfort with me, and I can't get rid of them.
Them. That's why I found it a bit weird. When we met up, you were still wearing them, and you said we'd only talk to you.
I love the way you wanted to say that. I could see your mouth going. That you were dying to say that, like.
Yeah, I'm like, oh god.
It's like the couch in Frasier or something like that. It's like it's an old that I can't get rid of.
I totally get that.
I've accepted
it. This necklace thing, I've had this. I found an old video of me from 2009. And it's the same one.
Oh.
I was like, I've had it since then, and it's discoloured and everything, and I don't go anywhere without it.
And you think you can just get rid of it, and you go, wait a minute, I feel weird. Why do I feel weird? What's going on? Oh, because I haven't got that necklace on.
It's like, it feels like I haven't got it with me, sort of thing. But
I think I'd ask you. I mean, an obvious one, really. I would say, what's your favourite? Is it Transformers or GoBots? Any normal person would say Transformers, but not you.
I've got a picture of me. Very young, wearing Transformer pajamas.
Have you really?
Yeah, I have to see the picture. It's quite funny.
It's probably because you had all the toys from both toy lines. That's probably why.
I probably did have some Transformers, but I can't obviously remember. They all mixed together.
Yeah, they all become that. That's a really good question.
That'd be our ones, I think.
If you got any answers for us and for this as well, please put them down in the comments for what we should say to each other in a nice way. UK Retro Gamer asks, okay, show. Oh, you know, why isn't it doing that?
Oh, you changed it to a news report.
I don't want to show that. Why is it doing that? Hide that one. Okay, why is it doing that? I don't know why it's doing a weird banner. All right, we'll do it like this way.
News report. Got to be quick.
UK Retro Gamer says, so just how long did it take you to finish the tutorial in Tomb Raider the first time you played it? Ooh. And why? So when you played the first Tomb Raider game, did it take you ages to do that tutorial, or did you stay in there and make sure? Because I thought there would be more to it, to be honest.
Yeah, I think when I first got it, I did do the tutorial for... Actually, I think I jumped into the game first. Didn't know what I was doing with the controls. I really was like, this is really difficult. And I went, oh, what's the mansion bit? I didn't know it was a tutorial because I didn't bother reading the manual. Then I went into that and I did... because I kept on trying to... I thought there were going to be, like, items to find...
Yeah.
And stuff like that, and collectible in some weird way. Even back then, I used to think, oh, there'd be something for the main game to use or something like that.
There's nothing.
And there was nothing really. No,
I expected it to be because like everyone talked about the mansion being this big thing, and like we can look.
Because of the sequels.
Yeah,
they changed. They made it a bigger deal.
Everyone, because I remember Trids came in and was like, everyone is wrong because everyone was saying it. Like, everyone's wrong. There's no butler in this. She knows it inside out all the games, and she's like sick to death of people saying put the butler in there when there's the butler in the fridge.
Like no, wrong game.
Wrong game. But like, you just go. I mean, I was surprised that it was so short. I mean, all it does is teach you how to jump.
It's about the main bit really was the gym area and the swimming pool. Really,
that's it.
I think I remember being on it quite quick because once I did do the controls of the jump in and doing the run up and the walk in and then the swimming, but then I think that was, and I kind of never really went back into it again. I don't think.
No, I don't think the only way I'd go back into it now if I was going to practice using the other control system.
Yeah.
Or something like
but
that.
Interesting though that was put in as a separate entity. Now today that would be the first level.
No, you're right. Yeah, they would be.
I mean, they would do that, and they'd be like, "Oh, now let's go on event," and then the cutscene would kick in.
Yeah, definitely.
But they've made it like an actual feature.
Handheld, yeah, that's kind of cool. Actually, did that. I don't know any other games that do that. Maybe have like a practice mode. Maybe they do. Can't think of any. But that's cool.
That's mine. But yeah, not very long for me. But for you, it's super fresh for you.
Oh yeah, I'm enjoying it. Right then, Plunger, I think this is our longest podcast to date. We did say we had a lot of news.
There's a lot of news, though.
There's a lot of news. Yeah, we were saying, should we cut some? And it's like, I did cut out the Twitch letter that came out recently, and that was all the news about that was that the fact that there's not going to be any more affiliates or something like that? I can't remember what it was.
It's you can you can start earning straight away.
It makes sense for Twitch because they'll start getting income. They need income, so I guess there's probably more to it than I didn't want to just mention it because I haven't read up on it about it really. But anyway, thank you to everyone for watching. We're going to be back in another couple of weeks with the next episode. If you want to catch any more of Pastor Plunger, he's got a new YouTube video that's just come out. I've saved it to watch later. I've liked it.
Oh yeah,
and he's gone to a tattoo convention. It's a tattoo convention, isn't it? That's the one.
Yeah, because I've actually managed to got a few queued up, but this one was from Brighton Tattoo Convention.
Nice. And in the video, I guess they're going to show you getting a tattoo and Danny as well getting a tattoo.
Not when Danielle was getting hers because we were getting done at the same time, and she was at another table when I was getting mine done at the time. But I did do some bits with my one, and really what I wanted to aim with this one is because. Like Northern conventions, you never quite know what you find there.
No.
But biggest thing about it is just simply I wanted to sort of show how many geeky tattoos, how many video games, cartoon character stuff that's there. It's not all typical.
I have no idea about a tattoo convention because I don't know what I don't. For me, I mean, I'm going to watch a video, so don't tell me. I just don't know how it operates. Like, I think like there's going to be people going, "Do you want a tattoo?" I was like, "What?"
Well, they're walking up to you. Oh, mine. Not a couple of minutes while me tea.
Do you want to look at this one? Like, is it just, you know what I mean? I expect that. I don't know how it operates. Like, you can buy stuff, but can you buy like fake tattoos? But all that stuff. Possible. We'll find out. Is that going to be in the video? I have put out this week. What did I put out? I'm going to start to do some edited playthroughs because Twitch does that whole thing. We got to take over all our videos now. and I'm going
Yeah,
to
the
start doing.
highlights limited.
I finally
hours.
decided I'm going to start doing something with the footage and make digestible versions of some of the playthroughs I did last year. Maybe not things like Tomb Raider and all that because they'd be like a million hours, but like some of the
Yeah, like
smaller
more
games.
2D platformy games, games
The ones you can do
quite
within
clean
like
cut.
up to 3 hours or something like that. Those ones are going to be putting out. So I put one out for Sonic this week, which was quite nice. And I'm going to be doing one of those every week. And we'll try and get something else new out next week, but we'll see how things go. But anyway, thank you so much, everyone, for watching. And we'll be back in the next couple of weeks with episode 15.
Yes.
15, that's quite good, isn't it? 15. Ooh. And then the next, the one
Almost
after that,
20, sort
the
of.
one after that, we've got to plan what we're going to do because I'm going to be away and it's going to be the Switch day. So
Yeah, very special one.
a very special one. But until then, thank you so much for watching. I will see you later. Bye bye. Leave us a comment below.
Bye.